Hello, everyone. Here we are again, and it's episode 76. Yes, 76 episodes, and here he is, the man himself. It's
What?
Delboy.
We're going to say Benny Hill then.
Delboy, lad.
Here's the man
Here
himself,
you
Benny Hill.
are. So, no wrong with that name,
Yeah,
no. But
I'm here. I'm
so
still alive.
yeah, you're still here, and you're going to tell us all about all the things that you've watched this week. Hopefully,
Less than last week, but I have been watching some stuff. I mean, I mentioned last week that ITV has been sort of like a savior for me because when I get my mum to bed, I don't feel like putting the Blu-ray player on and setting the surround sound amp up and putting in a disc and all of that because I think about going to bed, to be quite honest, because I'm tired.
yeah.
So I usually watch a film in bed, but I've actually been watching a few Doctor Who's
Hey.
instead of a film.
Yeah.
So because I mean, I watched what did I watch last night? I watched The Mind Robber last night.
Oh, cool. Brilliant.
Which is
It's
quite nice because you can see why
surreal.
you can see that. Oh, I wonder how I can save some money. I think I'll have a totally white background and think that you're out of space and time. And I think somebody's ill. I think we'll change the face.
The actor, which they did. Yeah, it's
so it's quite intuitive.
Yeah.
Because they had to do an awful lot for a 5-parter there. I do think it's one episode too long. But anyway, we get to the films, don't we? So, of course, The Expendables Part 3 was on, and I watched the first 2 the week before, didn't I? And I'm no different now in regards to The Expendables than I was the week before. They're pretty popcorn. Oh my God, turn your brain off. Sylvester Stallone playing a character like Rambo, and he's probably says a few more words than Rambo does.
Yeah.
Tattoos all over the place. How many guest stars can we have? I think we'll bring in Wesley Snipes. Yeah, it's all that sort of stuff. Oh look, now we've got Van Damme. And all that sort of stuff. It's all right. It's all right. And the thing is, I've got them and I've seen them before. It's fun to look back at them and go, oh, I realise now why I haven't rewatched them, really, to be quite honest. Yeah, and I can understand why they haven't made any more after 4. I think it was 4. I watched The Enforcer, Clint Eastwood. After the first 2, a lot of people say it starts to go downhill a little bit, but I've always thought the quality of Dirty Harry sort of like still is there. I can understand why Tyne Daly is in it, as a woman partner. And that adds a bit of an element, I think, to it, because what can Clint Eastwood do with a woman running around with him? But he's such a masculine, scared about his partners because they all die, all of that sort of stuff. So actually, I think it was a right move at the time. I mean, now I'm talking about 1977, I suppose, for that film. I think actually it's probably better than the 4th film, which had his wife in at the time. That Sonia, whatever her name was, Sonia Locke.
Right,
that was his wife at the time. She creeped into everything, shouldn't she? She crept into every bitch way but loose. And she was in at the Gauntlet, all of that. So, so I like a lot of Clint Eastwood films. I could name an awful lot. I mean, I still love the Iger Sanctum and all of that sort of stuff. And Escape from Alcatraz. And
that's a good one. I like Escape from Alcatraz.
So the thing is, though, when you've seen Burt Lancaster, do Alcatraz.
The bird one.
With Telly Savalas in it as well, and all of that. Then actually, do you know what? I ought to revisit that film.
It's a very good film.
It's black and white. It's black and white. It's gorgeous.
It's really classic film. It's just brilliant. A brilliant film.
So I really ought to revisit that because that was good.
And it's based on a true story as well.
Well, the Birdman of Alcatraz, isn't it? I mean, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So, what else did I watch? I've already said about Doctor Who. Oh, I watched my Tron and Tron Legacies to
Oh
make
yeah,
sure that the pictures were good. And oh my God, is Tron so much better than Tron Legacy when it comes to picture quality?
really. Oh,
And you think that Tron Legacy came out 2010 and Tron came out in 1982. It's just the restoration is just incredible.
have you seen the?
I am blown away by that restoration.
Have you seen the new one then yet?
Aries? No.
Yeah, right.
I know it's out.
Yeah.
Some people have called it a hot mess.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh dear.
Well, what they mean by that is it's a hot film. It's good, but I think it's a bit. I think people are saying about the mess part is it doesn't really. It's what I said last week. Apparently, there's hardly anything of Flynn and all of that were in the other two films.
Yeah.
I think that it should be continued, but Legacy, I think the director says yes, but we've got to go in a different direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got to bring in new characters and all of this sort of stuff and move away from that. That's why it was called Legacy, and this one is called Aries.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, yeah, I can get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I look at that. Just trying to think. Well, I'll turn the background off and show what's come through this week.
Yeah.
It might prompt me to remind myself what I watched on telly. Right. So this came through, which is the new Mission Impossible, but it's the standard one. I haven't got the HMV different cover type one that goes with my other ones that make them look the same.
Yeah.
But that one's all right.
Yeah.
A film I forgot all about ordering, and to be quite honest, I really enjoyed it when it came out. And people don't talk about it too much. And that's Silverado.
Oh, John Cleese, is that John Cleese one?
Yeah, I think it's that version. Yeah. And a lot of people. Yeah, it's Kelvin Kline. That's it. It's Kevin Kline, John Cleese. Yeah. Kevin Costner. It was an expensive, I think, film, if I remember rightly, but it didn't do particularly well. Tombstone and that did so much better.
Yeah.
I think Young Guns probably was the one that they were all sort of at that particular time. Megan 2 came. I don't know if I showed that last week, but Megan 2.
Yeah. Have you watched that?
No, like I said, I'm looking forward to watching this one because I really enjoyed the first one. It's been a bit difficult, you see, with my mum and all that sort of stuff. So, and then, of course, this whopping box came. Bloody hell. Jesus Christ. This is the Blu-ray editions of Warlords of Atlantis, The Land That Time Forgot, all of that. The Blu-ray editions from Australia.
God, look at that. Blooming heck.
They're all the ones that Denny and I have been waiting for bloody ages.
I'm not going to ask how much it cost, but it'd be a bob or two.
Well, yeah, because the way that imprint work, and I've said it all along, you got to spend something like $300 or something to get the free postage, and I'm going, oh great! So you're not $40 off, and you spend $300 or something, right?
Yeah.
I think they said for this particular one, because this is called the Tales of Adventure Collection number 9, so there's 8 before this.
Yeah.
They released 3 of them, if I remember rightly. I think there was a 7, an 8, and a 9, or an 8, a 9, and a 10. I can't remember. The other ones had things like they had Tales of the Arabian Nights type stuff. The thing about it was, I think if you bought 2, you got the postage free, even though it weren't $300. But I couldn't afford it because I think this was $100 and something.
Oof.
But again, when you buy something with imprint, they take the money instantly.
Yeah. So you got to have the money.
It's not when it's released, all of that. So I think that was ordered fairly early into my mum not being well, because it was about 5 months ago. I remember Muckman turning around and telling me about it.
Yeah.
It must be a good 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Those are the things that turned up. I'm trying to think, I did watch a film and I bloody well can't think what the title of it was. Oh, it's really annoying when that happens. So anyway, soundtrack wise, oh yes, I did. I watched the film Rent-A-Cop.
Oh, right, yeah.
I got a question by Rocket Money, and he said to help Ian out. No, was it Wee Baba? To help Ian out, can you name some? And I'll get this out the way early.
Here we go. Yes,
Jerry
I know.
films, right?
Yes.
So I mentioned some
Yeah.
films like Mr. Baseball and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah, you did.
And I remember a film called Rent-A-Cop, and Rent-A-Cop is a very low budget action thriller in the style of Someone to Watch Over Me.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Someone to Watch Over Me, a good Ridley Scott film that doesn't get talked about. In fact, a lot of people don't even know that Ridley Scott did that film. Yeah, Rent-A-Cop. It's got Burt Reynolds and Liza Minnelli in it.
Yeah.
But the score is fantastic. Oh my god, I really, really love the music to Rent-A-Cop. So I watched that. And I've just remembered last night, yes, I watched it again. I didn't enjoy it very much the first time.
Yeah.
And the second time just retold the fact that I didn't really like it at all.
Oh.
And that's the film called 65, which has got that and some Andy Driver or whatever his name, the one who's in the Star Wars films as Luke Skywalker's son or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's that one where they land on a new Earth and there's all prehistoric monsters and they're trying to survive and there's all this T-Rex going on and only it's because it's set in space. They've all got laser, they got a little girl in it and all of this sort of stuff. And to be quite honest, I suppose it's the dinosaurs that sells the film, but it's so set in its ways. It's predictable type thing.
Yeah.
And the ending is like, yeah.
And
what I didn't know, right at the end of the credits, it turns around. It's actually produced by Sam Raimi.
Oh.
I didn't know. He did it with two other people. It's a Raimi something production, right? It comes up, and I went Raimi, and it said produced Sam Raimi, and I went, Sam Raimi did this. I must be embarrassed. I would have thought. I mean, at the end of the day, do you know? I looked at the titles, and there's 5 actors in it.
Oh,
that's it. No wonder it's low cost. I mean, Jesus, you got 5 people in the whole of the film. You know what I mean? It sort of reminded me that, do you know what? I could have stopped watching this and I could have watched The Land That Time Forgot, right?
that would have been.
I'd have enjoyed it 5,000% more than what I was watching. Do you know what I mean? I did. So I did watch that and went, oh dear. So I haven't really watched any great gems, but I do. I mean, I still think The Enforcer's good. And, and I showed that box set, The Land of Time Forgotten. And I've watched those before. I'm really looking forward to putting the Blu-rays in and seeing what the quality's like. That I think is going to be excellent. And I'm really, really looking forward to the Peter Cushing one. At the Earth's Core. At the Earth's Core. So there you are. I've got my bit out of the way, and Jerry Goldsmith's been mentioned. So
I know we're already in there, right?
Well, I hope you got a buzz out of the blog with the amount of times I mentioned you, because bloody hell, bloody hell, how many bloody adverts?
I know all the trouble you had with that blog, anyhow. We've talked about
how many adverts for Ian am I giving for him, the bastard? Jesus Christ! More shout outs than.
Right. So what am I going to talk about? What I've watched. Let's see what.
And just to get it out of the way, just so everybody knows, apologies, but people do know my mum's not well, so I will be leaving, in about 10 minutes or so. Look, but as soon as my mum's in bed, I'll be back and I'll be all here. It's one of those things.
You'll be here then. Great. Okay, so I watched these. I just love this series of films, and it's one that I watch maybe 2 times a year. I just love them. It's the Wrong Turn series. The
Oh,
6
right.
films, they're from 2003 right through to 2014. And I don't know, there's something really I like on them. They're not too long a series. They're just easy to watch, and they're enjoyable. They're quite gritty. Um,
Oh, wow. Well, if they're enjoyable, I take it Tony didn't send them you then.
no, they're, no,
'Cause he just sends you any old shit that he wants to get rid of, doesn't he? It comes through
but
the post,
um,
doesn't it? All right.
the it, oh
Must
dear,
have come from McMahon Movers. He brings
we've
more
met
gold
him
to
for rant.
the table.
Tony's rant. Anyhow, they haven't been sent by Tony, but we'll get there. You can have your rant
Yeah.
soon if you
Now,
want.
what I'm
Yeah,
sure he does this right. He looks along his shower. Said, "Now, what shall I put in the Grundon, or should I send it to Ian?" I know I'll send it to Ian.
yeah.
I won't put it in the Grundon because Kex will only give me 20 pence for each floor, and it ain't worth it. So I'll put it in the post because I've got shares in Royal Mail. I'll package it up with all toilet roll paper and all that sort of stuff, and send it to Ian because he's missing some toilet roll, so he'll appreciate that. Yeah, I can imagine that's going in his head. That's his little voice going in his head.
Oh God, what can I say? Anyhow, I do love this series of films, and the first one I suppose was famous because Elijah Dusha from Buffy stars in that one, and I think she's really good. She's in True Calling as well, which is a series that I did. But the whole films really work well. I like the idea behind them, the different settings. You've got where the prison bus breaks down, which is great. You've got a reality TV series, which is so much fun. And then you've got the psychiatric hospital deserted, or is it deserted? And I love that. Absolutely wonderful. And then let's see. I've got to Zorro. I've watched this. Zorro is it's
that's not the Mask of Zorro and all of that. That's a different Zorro. This is just a remake of Zorro.
This one has got one of my favorite.
I'll be back in a minute. I just need to check some up.
Okay. One of my favorite actors is in this is Stanley Baker. And Stanley Baker, this is his last film, unfortunately, before he died. This, I suppose, you'd describe as a spaghetti western. Oh, and I also love doing this. And there's Alain Delon, the French actor who's in so many films. Just look at his filmography. But yeah, he's in this as well. It's really a spaghetti western. And it's just great fun, it just really is. The spaghetti westerns, yeah, this is how they should be. Just absolute fun. And then there's this one I watched, which is interesting, which is The Undefeated. This is, you can do your Tony York business as well now.
Right, yeah, that's a Tony York special, is it?
Yeah, like the other one. This has got John Wayne and Rock Hudson, which apparently they'd never appeared before in a film together. Yeah, this is set after it starts at the end of the Civil War, and there's all these Confederates that are all pissed off because they've lost the war, and they're going to go to Mexico, they decide, and they'll go to Mexico and then regroup, and they happen to be offered this job where they take about 2,000 or 3,000 horses into Mexico, and then they can sell them and get lots of money. Apparently, this is the film that has the most horses ever filmed in a feature film. Over 2,000 horses are shown. Imagine that. But it's a good film for its period. John Wayne and Rock Hudson are really good together in it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. That period in history, the end of Civil War.
Oh yeah,
Really good stuff in it. So there's that one. My film of week, I've already got there, so I ain't got too many for you. Is this one? It's one that a lot of people might know. Saying it's See No Evil.
Oh, See No Evil.
Mia Farrow. What a film! Absolutely love this film. It's filmed, of course, in our country, Britain, and the countryside absolutely looks fantastic. The whole thing is it looks fantastic. It's written by Brian Clemens. What a versatile writer!
Oh, wow.
What
Thriller and all of that, yeah.
And it's directed by Richard Fleischer, who directed
Richard Fleischer. Wow, yeah.
The Vikings, 1958.
Well, you know how much I love the Vikings, don't you? So.
He directed that. Fantastic Voyage, brilliant film, 1966. The Boston Strangler, which I didn't know he directed that one.
Oh, Tony Curtis.
1968, that one. And Tora.
We've all seen in the last 4 weeks is Tora.
And one of my all-time favorite films by the man that I think is a genius as an actor. He directed 10 Rillington Place.
Oh wow, yeah.
With Richard Attenborough. Also, Soylent Green.
Soylent Green.
Yeah, brilliant. The Jazz Singer, 1980. I think
that's
Neil
Diamond. I'm not a big Neil Diamond.
I'm not actually.
I do remember seeing that on VHS.
Yeah. Also, here's a pair of films that complement each other that he directed, and I didn't realize he directed Conan the Destroyer.
Oh right, yeah.
And also Red Sonja, 1985.
Yeah.
Kind of complement each other.
No, I know he did those two. Yeah.
Yeah. But this film is, I think it's great. It's her performance, Mia Farrow. She plays it. She's so convincing as this blind girl, and I love the bits where you've got the camera. The camera is on the floor, and she's walking along in bare feet, and I'm cringing because is she going to tread on where the glass has been broken? And there's a bracelet there, and it's so clever. And seeing her viewpoint of a blind person, and seeing her with the bodies, there's a body in the bath. There's one that, and she doesn't know the bodies are there. It's just so well filmed.
Do you know what? I ought to do that. I ought to do that more often. There's certain directors like Fleischer, yeah. Like Robert Wise, that sort of stuff. And I ought to sort of go, do you know what? I'm going to watch all his films from the start and see the changes of. I think what it was about Fleischer was he did a lot of quality, but I tell you what, he had a different cinematographer, I think, for most of his films, right? He didn't have the same one. So the camera eye is a bit different. The director will always have an eye on how it should look, but the cinematographer always has an idea, and it isn't just the person behind there and controlling
I should have looked up the cinematographer on this one, because that is obviously played a big part the way it's shot through cinematography. And I said Mia Farrow I think she's quite underrated actually as an actress, because I think of her in Rosemary's Baby, and she was absolutely fantastic in Rosemary's Baby, and in this she's superb, absolutely superb. She's so convincing, playing a blind person. It's absolutely.
So I'm just saying. So if I get time, I think I'm going to start with Robert Wise. Now I know it's going to be a bit difficult.
Oh, that includes Sound of Music.
When I get to things like West Side Story, I might go, oh no.
Sound of Music.
I'm going to get to things like Star Trek: The Motion.
Yeah, I know. I knew that's an excuse. Yeah.
And The Day the Earth Stood Still is going to stand out. All of that sort of stuff.
But you'll definitely have to watch everything.
because there's a lot of flying saucers and dinosaur films
Yeah,
at the beginning.
the West Side Story. I think you should be watching.
Yeah,
I,
Maria.
I don't like West Side Story much.
Just met a girl called,
Oh dear!
and suddenly I see
And
she's
Sound
not
of Music.
she's not the bitch I thought she'd be.
The Sound of Music is good when the Nazis are in it. That was the bit I like that.
Yeah, let's start singing about Nazis, shall we? Just like the producers. Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah, with Hitler.
Germany.
Mel Brooks, brilliant.
You wouldn't get away with that now, would you?
No,
I don't know if I got away with just singing that line.
Yeah.
Springtime for Hitler. Jesus.
There's certain things you can't do nowadays. Anyhow, I think that's it. So, shall we go through and start some comments up? Right?
Why not? Like I said, I will have to go away shortly. So
yeah, we've got Josh through the line saying, "Hey fellas, how are you both?"
With his new emblem that sticks out like anything. Look at that! Look how green that is. Jesus, it stands out like. Wow.
Anyhow, I'm Reet Grand. Hope he's all right.
Yeah. I've been watching this. Here's my Blu-ray collection. Here's Disney, Disney. Oh, look, and here's Beetlejuice.
And then,
no, I loved it. I'm only joking. That's my little rant through the lens.
There you are. And then we've got Sai saying, "Evening all. Good evening,
Sai. Go on, then tell me how good your bloody cinema's been this week.
And then here we are. I've been to see
here we go.
One battle after another, a further 2 times since last week. I absolutely love it. Film of the year, just beating Weapons to the top spot.
Oh, that's
I see it. I mean, God, if it beats Weapons, then it must be good. It must be good. Wow. Yes, looking forward to seeing that. A very good evening, gents, and hi to all in the chat. That's Rocket Bunny. Hello, Rocket Bunny. Welcome.
Hello, Rocket Bunny. I'm wondering what Doctor Who's he's watched of yours this week, because you did what, Delta and the Bannerman, was it?
Hi, Rocket Bunny. So Sai, and then
he's a good guy, is Rocket Bunny.
Yeah. And Sai says Sandra Locke was also in the Gauntlet with Clint Eastwood.
Didn't I say that? Yeah. I said, Any Which Way But Loose, Gauntlet. And, the fourth Dirty Harry film was the reason that her name got brought. But she was married to her, and she was a bitch, I think.
Yeah.
Took him to court for all his money. I know that.
And now we've got is here? It's Tony York.
Oh,
good
Christ.
Evening, good evening, Tony. Welcome as always.
The man who needs no bloody mention whatsoever, the little bastard.
The insults. Look, here we are. I, Tony York, just in time for Delboy's weekly rant about you. Yes.
It's the law. I've got to do it. It's the law.
And he says, wouldn't miss it for the world, Si.
He knows full well that I'm having a laugh. I only do rants at the people I like, you know. Know what I mean? Yeah. If I don't rant at the person, then sod off.
Yeah, and stick your fingers up and call them bastards and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. There's a certain person that comes in that always gets you on welcome as well, isn't there?
Oh Steve. Yeah. Where is? He might be a bit busy, Steve. Yeah.
And then we've got Jamie Muckman Movies. He has evening chaps out in Leeds to see a comedian, but he bloody cancelled 15 minutes before doors opened. Hey, we'll be back home in next hour to annoy Delboy. Hey,
I just want to say publicly, what a strong man Muckman Movies is to put out a comment like he did, and I can feel the anxiety now for him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to talk about it here. Go and look at his channel. I think you ought to subscribe to his channel. He does some absolutely fantastic stuff, just like a lot of people that are in here that have got got a YouTube channel. Go and look at them. You need to support these people. They're incredibly brave anyway to get in front of a camera and start talking about stuff and talking about their life. But you know, it takes an awful lot of guts to just forget about it and just get on with it. I mean, I can't do that. I have to talk about my mum. You know, I think it's my only way of keeping sane, to be quite honest. So, Nutman, good luck, buddy. I think everything will be all right for you. I know that you're a strong character. I hope that my little shout out gets you some more people. You deserve more than you get, because a lot of your stuff is quality. And I can't wait to come round your house and nick all your shelves and all of your films and leave you with absolutely nothing. So expect that in the next, I don't know, year. I won't give it away which month it will be in, but you can expect it. And you better put new locks on the doors. That's all I got to say.
I'd just like to echo what Delboy has said, Jamie. And I say to everybody, please subscribe to him, Muckman's channel. He's a great bloke. He really is, and he's a Yorkshireman from Leeds.
Yeah, well, you always have a downside to people.
A very positive thing. I mean, he's a Leeds lad. You know, it's a great place where some of us were born. My homeland still, even though I don't live there now.
Yeah, sophistication. I've been to Leeds.
Yeah, lad, you bloody Southerners, eh?
I will be back later on, guys. I'm going to go now and help my mum. Right. All right. Please read out the comments. I can't wait to come back and start talking films.
We won't have run off. Right. Okay, so we've got Sai saying, "Hi, Muckman. Hope you get a refund." Yeah, well, you should do. Plumbing should do at that. Tony says, "I bought an earlier one of those imprint box sets, Del, when it became available from a seller on Amazon, and that's a good idea. 4 adventure films. I think it was around £85 to £90. Oh, it sounds like you got a good deal there. I mean, that postage it's a killer, isn't it? An absolute killer. I think that's a good idea. Sometimes if I'm looking for like American releases, where I don't want to pay the prices, you can sometimes find them on Amazon and also on eBay. Because who wants to pay all this excess postage? You know, especially if you can get a company that imports American films. And if there's any that do Australian ones, even better, because it cuts down the cost quite considerably, which is good. I don't know how much American costs are now, if they've gone up, especially since Trump came in with some of his tariffs. I don't know if that's affected. I don't think it. I think somebody said it hadn't, which was a good thing. But you could still save yourself a bit of money sometimes. These companies that do import American things, and then you don't have to pay all that, you know. And then we've got Tony saying, "Hi, Jamie." And then Tony says, "Would you like the Doug McClure one in you got? I'll see what they're charging if it becomes available via Amazon again." Oh, right. Yeah. It's, well, Doug McClure, he was a legend, wasn't he? I remember him first from the Virginian, when we used to watch the Virginian, and then of course he started appearing in all these wonderful films with dinosaurs and fantastic, all these creatures and what have you. Oh, what a great period that was. Absolutely wonderful period in time. And Muckman says, "Yeah, Michelle will get a refund." Good. Yeah, you don't want to lose out at all, definitely. Should get a refund. Yeah. And then Sai says, went to see a double bill of Day of the Dead and Return of the Living Dead on Saturday. The cinema was full to the rim of zombie movie fans. We had a complete blast. I bet you did. I bet it was absolutely fantastic. Oh, I mean, absolutely wonderful double bill. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. I can imagine the atmosphere, as you say, and especially it's full to the rim. Absolutely wonderful. You've got a really good cinema, haven't you? There, showing all these old classic films. Yeah, absolutely. And then Rock Bunny says, I've just started rewatching all the Bond films. Now they're back on Amazon Prime in 4K. It's years since I've seen any pre-Craig ones. Dr. No and From Russia with Love. So amazing quality. I love them. Yeah, absolutely love them. Now, I don't know what... I want to say this. I don't know whether it's true, because I didn't actually have a look, but I have seen that apparently on some of the pictures that were advertising, they'd removed the guns of Connery and Moore. I don't know whether that's true. I haven't looked, but I saw a video on it, and somebody else mentioned it. I should have gone and have a look, which seems rather strange. I mean, why would you remove the guns? Is this some sort of weird thing about showing guns or something? I don't know, but that apparently I must try and check it out to see if that's true. But yeah, Bond films out, absolutely brilliant. I've got them all. I've got them all on Blu-ray. Every one, apart from Sean Connery remake, Never Say Never Again, which I suppose I should have as a completionist, but I don't. It never felt like a Bond film at all for me. Like, no music, just totally lacking, and that's what made me not really want to get it. I don't know, but I love all the Bond films, even the bad Bond films. I can always find something good in the bad ones, which I consider Diamonds Are Forever perhaps one of the bad ones. But even that has got some good stuff in it. You know, it's Connery's worst film, but even the controversial one, Die Another Day. People hate that one. I have good fun with it. You know, I know people go mad because it's of the disappearing car, but hey, you know, it's a fantasy thing, and to me, it's just like a cloaking device which has been invented. You know, it's all right. I'm not bothered about it, and it's good. All of Bond is good fun, and as I say, Daniel Craig not quite as keen on. I have said that Casino Royale is considered a good one, but none of them really do a lot for me. Skyfall, maybe. Yeah, Skyfall's a bit better for me. The last one, should they have killed him off? I don't know. It doesn't really matter because people are saying, well, it's a problem. You can't. It doesn't matter. That happened, and you could still bring Bond back. It doesn't matter. You just ignore it and pretend it didn't happen. You just get a new Bond in and start again. Doesn't matter. I mean, that's happened before. You can bring them back. You know, I don't see any problem in that. And I think that's what they'll do, something like that, maybe. Or set it in a time period, but I don't know. It's the only thing that worries me is about Amazon Prime. They must stick to the Bond character. They mustn't sort of change him too much. He's got a certain attitude, and if you start taking that away, and this business, if it says with the guns, it's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I don't understand it at all. Why take away the guns? Doesn't make sense. Right. And then we've got Stephen Taylor says, the comedian probably got depressed when he saw Leeds laugh out loud. Hey, oh, nay, nay, lad. There's no wrong with Leeds, as I know. No wrong. And the football team, of course. I love the football team. Leeds United supporter forever. Yeah. And yeah, I know Jamie's a Liverpool supporter. How can you be a Liverpool supporter? I don't know. But there we are. Leeds forever, ingrained. And then we've got Sai having a good laugh there. And then Tony said back, very dare you. I'll see thee. Aye, lad, I'll see thee. Reet, I'll see thee. And then, wow, that's a relief. Just caught the rant. Yeah, the rant. Yeah, it had to be done, I suppose, for him. I mean, he always has a rant, doesn't he? Oh God, it keeps him happy, doesn't it? Right. Now this is interesting. Watched a film called Him, which came out, and yikes, it's so disappointing. And had so much potential, but it was style over substance. Have you guys heard of it? I have actually heard of it. I've not seen it. Is it the guy who's in all those films in it? Well, I may be wrong. I've forgotten his name. He's in the Marvel universe and just seems to be in every blooming film. I may be wrong. I'm possibly totally wrong there. I might be thinking wrong, but I've not heard of him. No. Well, seen it. I think I have seen the title. But if it's disappointing, well, yeah, that's not good. Is him the new? It's a Jordan Peele film. Is it? I don't know. I'm just seeing if he's answered. He hasn't said. I don't know. Actually, no. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll cheat. We'll find out. Yes. So it's let's have a look. I like to cheat. My great knowledge of films. Not. So it's called Him, isn't it? Him. Film. 2025. There it is. Yeah. It's who's in this one? No, it's totally a cast I've not heard of. Tarek Withers, Marlon Wayans, Julia Fox, Naomi Grossman, Tiara Whack. I've not heard of any of those. It says it's a plot that follows the trials of a young up-and-coming football player. Oh, right. Oh, wow. Yeah. Seems to be getting sort of some mixed reviews on here. Yeah. Yeah, it says after suffering a potential career-ending brain trauma, Cameron Cader receives a lifeline when his hero, legendary 8-time champion quarterback. That's where it stops. Yes. Well, there we are. Right. So that's sounds interesting, but not recommended. Then, very disappointing. Okay. Right. Because Jordan Peele's, he has been a bit hit and miss, hasn't it? He started so well, and just I don't think he's had quite the. Well, people I think have been disappointed. I think with him. his films. Anyhow, I like that version of Zorro, Ian. I always had a good performance from Alain Delon. It just comes out of me. I can't stop it. Undefeated as the best feel of a spaghetti western, being mainly set in revolutionary Mexico. Exactly. It's got that wonderful feel it has. And I was just fascinated to see Rock Hudson and John Wayne together because it's not a partnership that apparently they'd been, seeing those two big sort of heavyweights in terms of in that period of time. Because I didn't realize Rock Hudson hadn't ever appeared with him, so that was a first time. I don't know whether that was the last time, but well, I read a bit. Apparently, they got on quite well, so there we are. And then we've got Jim Jam saying, "Good evening, guys. Good evening. Welcome as always, Jim Jam." And now, who is your favorite robot of all time? Oh boy. Oh, my favorite robot. I'm trying to think. Well, if you're putting it as a wide context, I would say Cybermen. I've got to say Cybermen, haven't I? I've got to. They're totally robots. I can't say the Daleks because the Daleks have got human stuff in them, but Cybermen are total. Oh, they're brilliant. I love the Cybermen, and I like the early ones, the Telos ones that we see, and then they have evolved over years in the various looks. Really like the Cybermen. I think they're a great creation, but I think I prefer the stories of the Cybermen in the classic Who. They did bring them back, as I remember, in with David Tennant. And also, I think the bloke after. See, I forgot. This is how bad I am at remembering his name. What's his name? The bloke who he was in that BBC Two program. I know everybody will know it, apart from me at the moment. And then I'll say, "Oh, of course, yes." He did 3 series as what's his name? I call myself a Doctor Who fan. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat and kick myself in the head for not knowing who it was. So that is the 9th, not the 9th, it's the 10th Doctor, isn't it? 10th Doctor. And I'll go, yeah, not 10th Doctor. Sorry, I might even got me doctors wrong. It's the 11th. No, it's the 11th, 12th. See, I'm going to see now, I'll tell her. It's the 12th Doctor because Matt Smith's the 11th one. Here it is. Yes, it is, of course, Peter Capaldi. How could I forget Peter Capaldi? Yes, I remember the Cyberman story with him. He got quite involved as well. I think Matt Smith might have had one as well. But I know they brought back the Telos ones. The Telos ones, when you watch them originally in classic series, like in 10th Planet, the moon base ones, they're really quite scary. They really are. They developed. They lost that scariness, but the look they had, it's a very 60s look, and it was done on the cheap as well. They didn't have much, and they did quite a good job. The design and makeup people on that, but they totally changed it. I remember when they came back under Tom Baker with Revenge of the Cybermen, they developed into more recognizable ones because John Pertwee not really encountered the Cybermen, there's only a glimpse of them in one story, the one where they're inside this thing, and of course it's one of my favorite stories as well. You see, I'm hopeless. I'm definitely every week brain cells are disappearing, but there's one where they're trapped inside this machine, like, which has some Cybermen wandering around. But that's the only time John Pertwee, he didn't really encounter them at all. But yeah, I remember when Tom Baker in Revenge of the Cybermen. And then, of course, Peter Davison encountered him. And yeah, Earthshock, probably one of the best Cybermen stories. And that's where Adric dies. And it's quite emotional at the end when it's totally silent. And that's a really good story. Sai says T800. Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, robot things. Yeah. See No Evil is brilliant in my opinion. This is Tony saying. Rare starring appearance from Norman Ashley, who's Jeffrey Formile from George and Mildred, of course. Yeah. Just rewatched 10 Rillington Place not long ago. I'd almost forgotten how very creepy Richard Attenborough was. He was. And you know something? That is one of the great all-time acting performances. I remember, I think, in fact, it might be on the disc, the indicated disc, where there's an interview with Richard Attenborough, and he talks about in that role that he had to play. He really got into that role and how it affected him. I mean, he's not known as a method actor, but he said it was difficult sometimes to get rid of him when he went home from the film set. I mean, it's an amazing role. It's the kind of role that you think, why didn't he win an Oscar for that? I mean, seriously, his performance is incredible. It's an incredible film. And of course, you've got John Hurt, who is falsely accused and ultimately gets hung for a crime he didn't commit. But Richard Attenborough, wow, it's a classic film, which probably people should mention, when they're looking at these. I mean, it's what kind of film? To me, it's a horror film, really, because the serial killer aspects, definitely, it's horrific what happens. And I rate it very highly. And it's a British film. I mean, what more can you say? And apparently, they filmed on Rillington Place as well, though it wasn't the actual house. That's where it said in the extras. I think it was the one next door that they filmed in. And of course, it's knocked down. It doesn't exist now. So that makes it even creepier. The fact it was there in Rillington Place. Wow. I mean, just incredible atmosphere. It just captures something. And it's absolutely superb. It is something that deserves a lot of praise as a British film as well, a British horror film that is amazing. And I could name quite a few British horror films, which I think stand up really quite well. And that is definitely always in there because it is such a classic, You can put The Wicker Man in there, and you can put, which is a very different kind of horror film, but Rillington Place definitely goes in there. Eden Lake, wow, what a film that is! That certainly leaves a memorable film. There's so many. Witchfinder General, historical horror film, really, that one. The Blood on Satan's Claw. There's some absolute fantastic horror film. And of course, I touched upon the Hammer films. I mean, to me, most of the Hammer Gothic films are fantastic, as well as the ones that were not as Gothic, which were To the Devil and the Daughter and Devil Rides Out, which had a more modern tone. Hammer you can't really talk about horror in this country, and British films as well. I sound really patriotic, don't I? Well, I am for films, yeah, but I don't need to go climbing up lampposts and putting Union Jacks up. Just do, yeah. I could have put up sort of Frankenstein or Dracula, perhaps, up a lamppost. That might be good. Yeah. Oh dear. I hope I don't get into trouble. No. Anyhow, Tony says, evening, James Clatu from Day the Earth Stood Still, of course. Yeah. What can you say about that? Absolutely. If I was to pick one from a film, not Doctor Who, then I think that one, you're right. I think that is iconic, Clatu. Yeah, definitely. Great film. With talk of Richard Attenborough, who do you think is the best actor turned director? Wow. I know people possibly were going to go Clint Eastwood as straight away. That's my thought. But I would have gone, if you'd have asked me before, I would have said Richard Attenborough, because he was a great actor, and his filmography is very strong. But I think Clint Eastwood, it just immediately the name that just comes out. I mean, he was a great actor, and look how good he is at directing films. I bet Delboy would say that as well. Definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. Richard Attenborough will certainly be at or very near the top of the list for me. So yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and then here we are. You've said it. Clint Eastwood is top for me. Tony York. Attenborough is second though. Wow, there we are. We're all thinking from the same pages. I didn't see your comment there about Clint Eastwood until it just came straight into my head. Clint Eastwood. I think because the talent as an actor was amazing, and the films he was in, and then to go on and direct the films that he has done, and he's still directed quite recently, hasn't he? You know, that Juror one, I've forgotten what it's called, but the one about the jury, Delboy sent me as a download. He did that one. I mean, wow, this guy's still directing, and he's in his 90s. Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Tony says, good call, Si. I probably need to divide the contenders into US and UK to split those two. For me, that's a good idea. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, definitely. I suppose the other one that I would think of in American terms is Ron Howard, when we think of his acting career, which is, well, I mean, some of the films that he's directed as well, just amazing. But yeah, I would think of him as a good American contender, Ron Howard, definitely. And then we've got Mer from Philippines. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Mer. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Hope you're doing great. Thank you. Fantastic. Always great to see you here. Fantastic. And then Si says, it was sad to hear the passing of John Woodvine yesterday. I only remember him as a doctor in American Werewolf in London. Of course, yes. I saw that. And yeah, that's the only one I could remember of him, American Werewolf in London, which is absolutely fantastic film. What can you say? It's one of the, talking of British horror films, it's there. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't know whether it strictly is with financing, but I count it as an English film. It may not be counted, I suppose, that it might be American financed, but what a film. And then Si says, hi, Merville. And Tony says, Hammer must not have the rights to all their own films, as I see Studio Canal are releasing 4K sets of Horror of Frankenstein and Scars of Dracula, which they previously released on Blu-ray sets, which I have. Yeah, I've got the Blu-ray releases. I've got them all, those Studio Canal ones. That is interesting point that you make, because that all these people have been, well, they're collecting the Hammer films that have been released by Hammer in their special collector's editions. But this is an interesting point, actually. I never thought. I thought it was the same thing, but you're right. It's Blue Studio Canal. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what will happen if will those rights continue? For how long? Because that's going to spoil Hammer's releasing of the whole catalogue, isn't it? Yeah, that is interesting. I must admit, I really like my Studio Canal copies. Most of them have got slip covers. Not all of them, but a lot of them have. And they're a nice release. They're always a good transfer. And the extras, you always get a really good documentary and some real good talking heads on there talking about the films and what have you. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know. Possibly I can't afford him probably to get these special editions. Not this year anyhow. But I say next year things might be very different. And then we've got Tony saying hello, Ma. And then Tony York says, I saw a brief tribute video on YouTube earlier to him, Si. Very prolific character actor. Been a fan of 60s, 70s TV series. I've seen him in quite a lot of things. Oh, that is good then. He's one of those actors appeared in a lot of things. And then Si says, what's your favourite Bond film for each actor who played Bond? Right. My favourite Sean Connery film is the first one I ever saw. It has to be.
Just hang on, just because that's going to be a long one to answer.
Yeah.
I've got something to say. I did read an article from Hammer themselves. They actually own all their films. It's just the distribution rights.
Oh.
And when you do something that you sort of like give the distribution rights to, it's over a certain amount of years. So they will eventually go back to the original owner because you can't sell, I mean, it's copyright and all of that. But if you remember, Hammer went through a period where they were distributed by Warner and distributed by, and all of that sort of stuff. And there was a big documentary about how the comedies that they did, the Buses films, the Rising Damp film, all under the Hammer label, and Man About the House. They were all, and that's why Network brought those out.
Yeah, because Network have got things like Twins of Evil, which
so when a company goes under, you see, then instantly it goes back. You see what I mean?
Because Dracula. Yeah.
So it's not like Hammer won't be able to bring them out. It's just they can't bring them out while the distribution rights are with somebody else.
Right, I get that. Yeah.
Right. So that's how I believe that works.
But
and that came from Hammer themselves when they were talking about when are we getting these Frankenstein films and Dracula films, and they were saying about the distribution rights with studios. But they eventually do drop them, and they've got a plan on their releases, and then they know when those ones come back to them because they won't be given a second chance to have it elongate the license, and it'll just fall back with them, and then it'll come under their logo and their box sets, and it'll it all depends on whether people want to buy it again, but because it's in a Hammer box, it comes with a big booklet and all of that sort of stuff. It'll be like that.
Yeah, so, I presume people will want to buy them again because they'll want the continuity. If you're buying all those,
it's like this, if you're a Hammer, if you're really into your Hammer, and Hammer are bringing out their own films, and then they come out with a film that's already been released like last year, that it's now coming out under the Hammer one, you'd go, oh, I want it to go with my other box set, so I'll have that, and I'll sell that other one on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I think that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I mean, how many copies of bloody RoboCop of Arrow brought out? That, you know what I mean? It's like, and all that sort of stuff. Isn't it? I mean, it's like, they don't care. There's so many when they said, look, this only came out last year, and now it's under 88 films. Who's going? You know what I mean? It's like that. So.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you've cleared that up. At least we know now.
Well, I just came into the room when
that's good.
I mean, I don't know what else I've missed, but there you go.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know. Do you want to answer this one first? I was going to go into it, but you can go into it, and then I'll give you my answers. I think I've done this before, but I'll.
Well, I think mine will be a bit obvious, probably. It'll be Goldfinger for Connery.
Yeah.
The third film really put him into the comfort zone, I think, for that character. Even though he never got on with the owners of Bond, did he? You know what I mean? The Spy Who Loved Me, I think, is probably the quintessential. It had the Lotus, and everything, and it really was an uptick, I think, on the quality of the film, the picture quality, and it looked slick, not taking away from, because I mean, I really do like Live and Let Die. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a gorgeous film, Die. Less so about The Man with the Golden Gun, but I still think that gets a bad rap. I think it's actually not that bad. It's quite a gritty film. And even the later ones, I mean, I didn't really get on with Octopussy either. The last film he did is not a bad film. I mean, it's got Christopher Walken. What can you say? I mean, that's it's just you got silly things like Grace bloody Kelly in it. Great, Grace Jones. Sorry.
Yeah.
In bloody hell. I mean, I do you know what? I remember going to the picture, seeing that film, and laughing when she blew up.
Yeah.
Can we do that every day? Can we do that every day? That'd be great. She really is like an ironing board, isn't she? I remember that all the interviews with Russell Harty and all of that.
Yeah.
What all that bloody nonsense is all about. Let's see. Do I like the Living Daylights or do I like the other one? I like the music to Living Daylights, but I think I much prefer License to Kill. Yeah, I think I'll go with License to Kill over Living Daylights.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, the first one, Goldeneye.
Right. And
obviously Craig David. Craig David.
Craig David.
Craig is Bond. Me. I will go with Casino Royale.
Right. Okay. Yeah. My first Bond film of Sean Connery has to be the one that I saw first at the cinema.
Is that from Russia with Love? Is it?
No, You Only Live Twice. And I think and now I watch it and think, wow, this film is absolutely fantastic. It's the blueprint in many ways to all of what you see in Bond. It's got the villain Donald Pleasance there as Blofeld, absolutely fantastic with the cat and his face, and he's just brilliant as Blofeld. And then you've got the volcano. You've got a proper villain's.
Oh face. Yeah. I mean, the evil man Blair, isn't it?
It's just, to me, I can you imagine? I've not seen many films at the cinemas. I'd seen Zulu before that, and then I went to see this film, this Bond film, and wow, as a kid, I was just, wow, this is fantastic. It was just amazing.
I think Austin
Yeah.
Powers proved that, didn't it? Because
Yeah.
his evil lair is always in a volcano. You've got
Yeah.
to have sharks with guns strapped to
You've
them.
got it on piranha fish. Those piranha fish with the bridge where you press the button and the bridge goes in, and they all get eaten up by it's all classic stuff. So that stuck in my mind so much. Even though,
I'm surprised with Austin Powers they didn't do more about watches.
Yeah,
James Bond has always got a watch on with some gadget it's got a magnet on it, or it's got a wire that comes out, a cheese wire or something. A cheese wire and a watch for. I mean, I'm going, what the hell? It's got a timer for bombs or whatever that you set off with the watch. I mean, every bloody time he's got a different bloody watch on, and it always looks like a Casio as well. I mean, I don't get that. You know what I mean? I used to get them watches for £1.99 when you bought 4-star petrol at the garage. them watches. Very weird.
And then I suppose there's only one film of George Lazenby, but what a film it is!
Oh well, yeah.
The guy in a rig.
Now, I didn't mention George Lazenby because that's obvious, because there's only one film.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if I put it in the canon of my list of best Bond films, it just comes behind You Only Live Twice.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't know this, but that is my favorite score of James Bond.
Oh, is it? Wow. Yeah. It is a good. Even I know that music. The
intro music is one of the only films that does not have a singer.
Yeah.
In fact, the main theme is We've Got All the Time in the World, which is at the end.
I noticed that. Even I've noticed that in the film. It's fantastic. It really is. And then what have we got after that? So we've got Roger Moore now. Roger Moore, I'm going to go with, again, it stood out because it was the first one I saw of him at the cinema, Roger Moore as Bond, which is Live and Let Die.
Yeah, that was my second choice.
Spy Who Loved Me is a brilliant film, and I've seen that loads of times. I did at university. We were always showing it. And, but yeah, Spy Who Loved Me is absolutely fantastic. But Live and Let Die was really special to me because I used to love Roger Moore as the Saint. The Saint was one of my favorite TV experiences, and thinking, wow, as soon as they said Roger Moore's James Bond, it was, yeah, fantastic. And I sat down, and as soon as it started, there he was. I thought, this is James Bond straight away. And what I love about, apart from being one of the best, if not the best, James Bond songs, Live and Let Die. What can I say? It's absolutely fantastic.
It was my second choice.
Yeah,
I really had a trouble. It was almost like flipping a coin on which one of those I was going to choose.
Yeah, and I like also the fact that they caught the period in time, so we get this sort of black exploitation kind of bit in the film as well with Mr. Big.
Do you know what? I didn't go with that angle. I went with it because it was grounded.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Oh my God! How the hell has Roger Moore suddenly learned how to fly a flipping space shuttle? You know, I mean, I'm going. It's just basically on the ground, cars, guns.
Yeah, it is.
Back streets of like New.
Yeah.
It's
just to me it's a great start. I mean, it's almost like you're watching the film and you're saying, yes, this is James Bond. You're not sort of getting, because if you've loved Connery so much, you're thinking, comparing him. He's just taking the role on his own. He's immediately thinking, yeah, he's James Bond. There's no question about it.
I kept thinking when we got to the Man with the Golden Gun, I kept thinking, where are all these millionaires getting islands from? I mean, how many bloody islands can you ride a flipping laser that's pointing at the bloody sky, blowing up satellites? And stuff like volcanoes. They got hidden layers of the volcano. Where this money, where did it come from? I mean, Christ, we can't get a man on the. They were talking about the men, the cost of how much it was to get the man on the moon. These people have hollowed out volcanoes and got flipping nuclear submarines and shit.
I know.
I'm going, how much cocaine have you got to sell to get all that? You know what I mean? And yet they're turning around and going, I'm going to hold the world to ransom for $100 million. And I'm going, how much did that volcano cost you? You didn't have to do it, did you? If you didn't have bought that volcano, you'd have flipping and done it up. You wouldn't have to really get the money back, would you? It always did annoy me, all of that in those early days. Where do you get a big boat that can swallow a submarine and all this? I mean, how much did that cost?
Oh, just a few bob.
I must admit, I have to laugh.
I know, but you don't. The thing is, it's my phrase. It's a movie. That's it with James Bond. You don't. That's why people were making such a fuss about an invisible car and all that business. I was quite happy with that. It's a film. Okay, people say it's grounded in reality and shouldn't have had that. But you never know. Somebody might have developed a cloaking device. It's all right in Star Trek, cloaking devices. Why not?
At some point, we've got to invent that. So you might as well say that Bond did it first. You know what I mean? But it's just that there is a billionaire. He must have the money that flipping Bill Gates or whatever has got. He's got a space station in space. Yeah. And he's got how many shuttles going up into it? And I'm going, do you know how many you've got more shuttles than people have actually launched the actual shuttle into space? You know what I mean? And each one of them's got a laser attached to them. And then later on, we send up all of NASA's space shuttles to have a big space battle out there. And I'm going, hey, we can't go to the moon. What's all this then? I was looking at it a bit like that. I was going, what? You're quite right. You look at a film because it's the escapism of it all.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I do. I
mean, even in later Bonds, I didn't know that Bond can pilot a plane and he can a tank and every car
the tank around.
It's like, what were you? So you were in the RAF, then you were in the army, you were in the Navy. You know what I mean? All you got to do now is wear a kilt and you're in the bloody Scots Guards or something, right? You know what I mean? It's like he's been in absolutely everything. He's been in. He was in a little gyrocopter. He's been in, a crop plane. Whatever. What else do you want? Like ski. He's an expert skier. He's parachuter. He's paragliding.
He's Superman. He can do anything.
Where the hell did he get all that time to do all that?
Yeah. Let's see. I'd just like to say, I mean, I'm a great fan of Christopher Lee. It's such a disappointment in that film. They didn't do enough with him. They had a great actor. The script possibly wasn't as good.
Well, my funny story about that is, when I was watching that film, I kept saying, is he going to turn around and say, it's the plan, boss, it's the plan?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You get that bit.
I was heavily into Fantasy Island.
You've been watching that one late at night.
It was and of course he's on an island where this bloody diamond thing is, right? This laser and everything. And I was just thinking, are they going to come in with the plane? Are they going to come in by plane and go, this is the plan? I just thought that would be funny if he did do that. How funny would that be?
Anyhow, let's have a look.
Well, you're up.
Timothy Dalton, is it next?
Yeah. You've only got a choice of two, and it must have been.
I think I prefer his second one better because it's got a
License to Kill
to it. It's a hard edge. I always think with Timothy Dalton, it's difficult to judge him on just 2 films. You know, a lot of people say he would have been a great Bond. He may well have been, but only 2 films. It's difficult. I think I find
it's what I was saying, Ian. Though,
yeah,
those 2 films are the first 2 films that broke my prediction that Bond films are the ones that are remembered the best, are the ones that have got their favorite theme tuning. I like License to Kill, but can't stand the tune. Living Daylights is sort of worse, but it's got the better tune.
Yeah.
So it broke that. Do you see what I mean? From like I love Goldfinger, and I love the Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah.
Carly Simon did that one, didn't she?
I like Carly Simon. Beautiful, great singer.
So it sort of broke my sort of run. I'm going, oh, you bastards! You know what I mean?
I think Brosnan. I think you have to go with GoldenEye. So again, there's elements in all the films I quite enjoy. Even the one that gets the most shit, which is the Die Another Day. I don't think that's as bad as people make out. It's a kind of guilty pleasure. No, I don't feel guilty. I say guilty pleasure. I'm not feel guilty about it. I enjoy it. But GoldenEye you would put as the class film. And
I think so.
Daniel Craig, I'm not a big, I'll be honest, I'm going to hold my hands up. I'm not a big fan of Daniel Craig. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick Skyfall.
Skyfall's great.
Yeah, I do like Skyfall.
The last 2 films, Spectre and all of that. Yeah,
Dome Spectre's terrible. It's one at worst. It's one at worst in all series. Dull. It's just dull. You know, to say that about a film being it's James Bond, it should not be dull. It should be exciting. It's not exciting at all. Absolutely not. Anyhow, we've gone on a bit about Gold. Let's see what else we've got here. Tony says, Goldfinger, Live and Let Die, Spy Who Loved Me. It varies from day to day. I know what you mean. License to Kill, World Is Not Enough. Oh, you put, well, that's an interesting one. World Is Not Enough. Yeah, not a Craig fan, but if pressed, I'd say Skyfall. Yeah. Interesting choices. Got that wrong for Bronson. I meant Tomorrow Never Dies. Ah, right. I said Brosnan. Yeah. No, I didn't know. Charles Bronson had popped up in a Bond film. But there we are. So I said Thunderball and Majesty's Secret Service, For Your Eyes Only, License to Kill, GoldenEye, and Skyfall. That's my.
I must admit, a lot of people have gone for Skyfall. I went with Casino Royale because it went back to basics and it was the first one. It's even started off in black and white, which I thought was a sort of like a brilliant stroke. That was. But it goes back to before he was a 00, and I thought that really piqued my interest and sort of kept me. And of course, I really do like Eva Green.
Yeah,
you know, I've got a soft spot for her.
Oh well, if you got a soft spot, then you would like that one. To me, it didn't.
I'll tell you what. I'd marry her. Oh
well, there you are. You banter, yeah.
She's gorgeous. And have you actually watched yet Penny Dreadful?
I have. I've watched I've got Penny Dreadful, the first one on Blu-ray, but I haven't got the rest of it.
Yeah, but did you like it? I loved Penny Dreadful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What I've seen, yeah, I've enjoyed it. I should get more because they're very good, aren't they? The idea, the take.
Just don't get the last one, which was a spin-off. It's set in sort of like Egypt. It's bloody awful.
Oh right. Yeah, I've only got the first one.
You know, it's got none of the characters in it. It was a spin-off. Yeah. Awful.
Now this is interesting. Tony says, after Rillington Place gave Frenzy a rewatch too.
Yeah.
Barry Foster's creepy performance is different from Richard Attenborough, in my opinion, as he's a character who's quite funny and comical when he's not strangling women. Yeah, I get your point there. They are complete different contrasts in characters as killers. Because I mean, everybody thinks
Friends
great bloke.
is underrated. Friends is underrated. I told you that before.
But it is. Everybody thinks he's great, don't they? As a character, hey, everybody's friends to everybody. But I just love it when he's strangling and going lovely, lovely, lovely. It's so. It's great. It's a good performance by him.
He's trying to get rid of the He's trying to get rid of the bodies, and he's got it on the back of a vegetable truck or something.
It's great. It's almost Hitchcock having a bit of a joke as well. I think as well in the middle of it all. It's very good. So it says, as a child, I was confused with Frenzy. I couldn't get my head around that. Van der Vault. Yeah. I get you.
Can you imagine every time he took his tie off, you got
It was very popular, wasn't it, Van der Vault? Yeah.
I know my scores.
It was a good series, wasn't it? Set in Amsterdam. It was really good. Yeah. He says he could investigate himself. Oh yeah, I'm the killer. Oh, am I? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, who killed him?
Laugh. Yeah, this is it says I watched that extra on Rillington Place and they knocked the street down shortly after filming. Yeah.
Can I just say something? The other thing that I watched, and I forgot all about it, and I should never have done. 2 days ago, I watched the documentary on John Candy.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's coming up on
Netflix. Came out Monday.
Oh, it's on already. Oh, I read because I read
it. Out the 10th. Came out. Sorry, no. I've seen it, an early showing of it. It comes out Friday. It comes out
officially.
Friday.
It comes out supposedly on Friday. Yeah,
it comes out on Friday, but I saw an early edition of it. It's great. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Saw that. I saw it Monday.
Oh, that's great. Anyhow, before I go on, I'd just like to say that if you've not subscribed to Delboy,
he's doing it early.
Please subscribe. I've put his link in the description, so go over to his channel, and he's got a fantastic blog, even though he did have a few problems this week. He did well. Fantastic blog. Honestly, it's a great channel. And if you haven't subscribed, why not? And you'll see all the other things he does there. He does all sorts of things connected with films, but he's also well known in gaming community. Does all this game stuff, which I know nothing about. But there it is. It's all there. So please go and subscribe. And it said descriptions there for you to do that. Thank you.
I'll tell you what. Thank you very much. But every time you open your mouth, I lose a bloody subscriber.
I'll put it back.
If you continue to plug me, I'll have none by the end of it.
I've got to plug it. I've got to keep plugging it.
But I know it sounds like a bit of a cliche, but when I talk about your channel, because I've watched, because of course I watch everything, your Doctor Who.
I watch your blog religiously. It's part of my routine watching your blog. I sit down.
It's really nice that people tell me I've got a routine now, and I split this up and I watch it for a week or whatever it is. It's very comforting that people
actually you'd be interested to know that I know roughly what time your blog comes on, and therefore on Sunday I kept going, what's up? Oh, he's not come on yet. It's something must be up. I was really worried. In fact, I nearly texted you, and I thought, is something up? Has anything happened? No, seriously, I was worried. I thought, is something,
Don't get me wrong. My PC is a lovely PC, right? It's 14 years old, right? But it's got a Cooler Master case. It's got a 1200 watt power supply going to it. It's got an Asus motherboard. It's got an Intel i7 processor in it. It would have been top of the range when I bought it, but it's just that it's old. And what happened is that because I live in this extended part of the house, right? It's got its own electrical box and it's got a ring. It's got a ring power supply, so it's prone to spikes. right? Electrical spikes. And there
Yeah.
was an electrical spike that was going on when I was doing something about a year ago, right? And then it did boot up, and I thought, oh, because I haven't got any more. I used to have what they call a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply, right? Which means that if the power cut occurs, it carries on, right?
Yeah.
And of course, all my plugs are spike plugs, the plugs that stop spikes. But of course, again, if you don't change those plugs very often, then they haven't got any more left in them, and you're supposed to change them. And I haven't done that in my room. Right? They've all got that, but I don't change the plugs every 5 years or something like that, like you're supposed to, right? For those spike resistant plugs. So of course, I think something's blown on the board, but it still powers up. I think it loses power, and of course, with so many years, 13, 14 years, it's not supposed to last that long. I used to be in IT, and I still am, and I used to change my PC religiously every 2 years. Every 2 years, I'd start. I would be building another PC, right? But something happened, and I needed to buy a car. That's right. I bought my Audi. I remember, and I just couldn't afford to buy another PC. So I've still got the one that's going, and it's still boots. It's got a SSD. It's got 6 SSD drives in it, right? And sometimes when I boot it up, it takes minutes.
Yeah.
And when it actually does come up, my little drive meter that I've got on my window says that the drive's going 100%.
Yeah.
So something's right into the drive and not, and all of this sort of stuff. And it's a reinstallation of Windows. So I think it's to do with the board. Therefore, I've got to change the motherboard. And if you change the motherboard, you've got to change the processor, the memory, everything. So you might as well say that again.
Yeah.
And with my mum's illness, I can't do that.
No.
So I've got to have a backup, and I've got a backup. It's this laptop here.
Yeah.
But I haven't connected the microphone to it and the camera to it. It would take me probably a while to move that into place so that I could do if my PC broke, I'd still be able to do a blog that day.
Right.
So I am now thinking, right, I've got to turn this laptop on more than I am and start having it as a backup.
Yeah.
Just in case that happens, I could just put it up here and go, right, now do your blog.
Yeah.
And, so that will be happening, but there you go. I mean, this laptop in here has got an i9 processor in it. My God. So it's a bloody fast laptop.
Oh, all right.
It's faster than anything I've got, but I don't use it. It's even got a touch screen.
Oh, mine ain't.
It's got 2 screens. It's got one on the keyboard and one on the main screen. It's got 2 screens built into the laptop.
Oh,
gorgeous! It's what they call an Asus ZenBook.
Yeah.
When they came out, those Asus ZenBooks, they were £3,200.
Woo. Yeah, I don't know how good mine is.
Anyway, we're not here to talk tech.
Lenovo or something.
We're here to be talking films, soundtracks.
Yeah, well, we are now. Yeah. This is interesting. It says Tokyo British Horror 88 films are releasing a couple of Blu-ray shortly. Absolution 1978 with Richard Burton and the wonderfully over-the-top Craze 1974
with Jack
Palance, which I've got on DVD, which I think you might have sent me.
I've got Absolution. I haven't got Craze.
Yeah, I've got Craze. It's really over the top. It really is. It's good, very good. Oh yeah, this is what I said. This came into my mind straight away. Best actor to director. Don't forget Ron Howard.
Oh Christ, yeah,
that was the one. Oh yeah, and the other one I forgot about him, but I should have remembered. Kenneth Branagh as actor to director. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do people remember after Henry V he did that film with his ex-wife? That was sort of like a murder mystery where she'd lost her memory.
Oh.
Do you remember it? She kept living another person's life. How she was living the life of the person that died. Kept getting flashbacks. And that was his first That was his second directed film, because the first one was Henry V.
Yeah,
I went to the pictures to see Henry V.
Did you? What did you
loved
think?
it.
I bet it was a spectacular.
So many people were going. So many people said, "How are you going to watch a boring film like Henry V?" Jesus Christ, right? This had Richard Bryars in it, and everybody was brilliant.
It's fantastic. No, I agree. Totally agree with you. This is interesting. Yeah, a list of actors. Yeah, Kenneth Branagh, of course, Woody Allen. Yeah, he went into directing. And the great Orson Welles, who I said last week appears in about 5 or 10 minutes as an actor. These things.
You know what I thought you were going to say then? And then Orson Welles, he comes from Leeds. Every bugger comes from Leeds, according to you. Woody Allen, he's from Leeds. Kenneth Branagh, he's from Leeds.
Kenneth Branagh from Leeds, you're going to say that.
Jesus, how many bloody people come from Leeds?
Yeah,
Jesus,
I should have thought of next actor that's mentioned. Mel Gibson, of course. Yes, I should have thought of Mel Gibson.
Well, Sylvester Stallone has directed.
Oh yeah, is another one. I also find it strange that Kenneth Branagh directed Thor. Did he?
But did you watch the documentary of that side where he explained why? It's on the 4 Blu-ray.
Is it? I don't get on with Thor at all.
The first one I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people do, yeah.
Second one's atrocious.
Yeah. Yeah. So latest time announcement of 4K is Men of Sherwood Forest. A little known film, I think. Never seen it and won't be getting it. I have the 2 later 1980s Hammer Robin Hood films. Oh yeah, Peter Cushing.
The 1960s, you mean?
Is the 60s ones. He's the sheriff of Nottingham. That's how I've got it on DVD. Actually, I think he's one that you sent me as well. Peter Cushing, the sheriff of Nottingham.
Peter Cushing.
Yeah, lad. And then here he is. I'm back. Jamie says yes. Yeah, he's back.
Hey!
He's been and come back.
I didn't know he went.
Cancelled. Well, it got cancelled. He went to a comedy show and it was cancelled. But
I don't know. I wasn't here. You see, the thing is, I have to go away and look after my mum. And when I come back, you don't fill me in, do you?
And well, look at what he says here. Is it do it Yorkshireman thing? It says, "What a waste of time and money that was." Why heck? Yeah, cancelling a show like that. What do they think they're doing? Hey, why heck?
Is he going to get his money back?
Yeah, what he should do. He should do if they cancel it. But the thing is, they don't give extra compensation for costs of petrol and stuff like that.
A lot of them, don't they? Just go, we'll reschedule, and if you can't make it, we'll
do. I presume. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they do. And then Tony York says, Blu-ray editions I have of Hammer are good enough for me. Maybe tempted if they release some I just have on DVD. I totally agree with him. I've not been tempted, loving Hammer so much, but you never know. I might.
This is an experiment, isn't it, of 12 films?
Because they're really good. The ones that I've got, I'm really happy with the Blu-ray ones.
They keep showing the box sets, the 12.
They do. Yeah, I've seen the advert.
And each time you get a picture, then, and
the big Curse of Frankenstein.
There's the big ones at the top, and then there seems to be 2 smaller ones for every big one that comes out. So I take it this Men of Sherwood Forest is one of the little smaller ones.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't. And everybody's going, "Oh, I wonder what the big one's going to be."
Yeah,
because we know that the next one is Frankenstein, don't we?
Curse of Frankenstein. Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether they're going to go back to a Quatermass or something. Another sort of like another one that's like, really, you're bringing that out.
And then he says, Tony says, "Hi Jamie, saw your post. All the best." Yeah, we all concur on that, Jamie. And we mentioned it earlier on, didn't we? All the best to you. Same here, mate. Si says,
well, yeah, I don't know if you know, man, but we did a sort of like a thing on it at the beginning, and I said all I needed to say about it. But
yeah,
he says,
yeah, cheers, mate. I just want to remove now whatever the outcome of the test. And then he says, got an 8 to 12 week wait on the biopsy result, which I find ludicrous.
It is.
It is, yeah.
The weird thing about it is, I mean, obviously Ian knows a little bit about my condition at the moment, which I haven't mentioned in my blog. But they told me by text my problem, and then when I phoned up, they said, "Oh, we'll put you on the waiting list for the doctor because it says you have to book a doctor's appointment." On the Friday, they sent me a link to say, "Click on this to book your appointment," and the earliest appointment was 2 weeks later. For something as big as what I was having, I was going, what? Surely, there should be a sort of like a priority thing. It's a life-changing thing. So I find everything about the doctors at the moment an absolute waste. Time and effort. Everybody knows about my mum going to the hospital. A perfect example. The GP surgery books an ambulance to take my mum because she is registered as immobile, and when we get to leave the hospital, there's no ride to get you home.
Yeah, it's terrible.
How can you have a policy of having an ambulance crew taking there because she's immobile, and then say off you go, then chuck on into a taxi? What?
Yeah,
she's got no Zimmer frame on her, no wheelchair with her.
Exactly. Yeah.
She had to turn up in an ambulance, guys.
Yeah.
Christ. What are you going to say to her next? Here's a walking stick, go for a walk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How can you have a policy like that?
It is ridiculous.
And that was at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, God, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Didn't even offer her a bed to stay overnight.
No, they should have done. They should have done. Yeah. Right. Jamie says, started my 31 days of horror marathon and watched the first 2 Friday the 13th films. I enjoyed part 2 more than the first film. Yeah, I love that whole series.
That's interesting.
Whole series.
Do you remember part 2 over part 1? Which one would you say do you like then, Ian?
I as I remember part 2, it follows the girl who survived at the end.
That's right.
And we get a bit. I think in a way they kind of merged together almost. I know we get back.
I mean, obviously at the end of Friday the 13th, you've got the famous on the boat on the lake.
Of course, you've got that with right.
So I don't know whether it did follow on, did it?
Yeah, that is that bit I think was just kind of it did because she's in hospital, she's in a bed, and the police are discussing. And she says, "Oh, what about the boy that came up?" And they're going, "What boy? We didn't say any boy." Yeah. As I remember, that's how it starts. It follows straight on. They're talking to her. So that's kind of deceptive. It's saying that she. It just continues. She didn't drown or anything. They just found her.
What I mean by it is at the end of that film, because you see obviously Jason come out the water.
Yeah, Jason pops out, but it kind of.
Do you really know what happened when he got into the boat?
Yeah,
do you know
the boy, which is Jason, and then everybody looks at her as if she's a bit daft, and it's all affected her, and she mentions that. So.
I thought that was a brilliant shock ending.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
But then I wanted to know, well, what happened about the boat?
Yeah.
he sort of climb into it then, and sort of like they swam they rowed ashore or something.
Yeah.
What? It was never sort of like explained. It was just the shock ending.
Yeah.
So. But when it comes to Friday the 13th, I'm still learning horror. I remember seeing the film. I don't remember too much about it. I've actually I've got an 8-disc set.
Yeah. Oh, well worth watching. Well,
and,
I love it.
And I must admit, I need to revisit it. I mean, I know more about the Nightmare on Elm Streets than the Friday the 13th, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and I definitely prefer Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I think I do.
I think they're stronger films. More of a Nightmare on Elm Street. Some of the films are not as strong, I don't feel. With even what are seen as weaker ones in Friday the 13th, they're really good fun. You know, even the one where Jason takes Manhattan, which is cobbled together.
Bloody awful. Now, hang on. That's bloody awful.
I don't mind it. I think it's good. I like the bit on the boat. Even though it's not meant to be on the boat. It takes a long time. I think Jason on the boat is fine.
The best thing about that film is the picture of Jason with the lightning behind him and a bloody building. That's about.
Yeah. I like him. Don't you like him getting rid of all those kids? You know.
No, it's just Jason takes Manhattan. It's one of those films that I laugh at every time I watch.
Well, right? I love it.
Which is good. No, don't get me wrong. That's good. Yeah. But you're not supposed to be laughing.
No, but isn't that Headmaster horrible? And it's great when he finally gets it. You can hear everybody cheering when he finally gets his comeuppance, because he's such an awful man, isn't he? He's awful.
Oh,
he's horrible.
Yeah. I watched that film to cheer myself up.
Yeah, well, I love it. But it's obviously considered not like as good film, but I think it's enjoyable. I don't see any hate in it at all.
I mean, I don't know what you thought about the 3D version.
Well, it's obvious it's 3D sometimes. The way the camera is showing.
Yeah, I just like where everybody's going. Oh, look over there!
Yeah, that's it.
Look over there! Look, my fingers coming out the screen.
That's right. It's fun. That bit is fun, even though it's a good film if you get over some of that stuff. Yeah, it's enjoyable. What more can you say?
I love that. I mean, it's also in House of Wax. Yeah. There's that guy. There's a guy with a paddle and a book.
Yeah.
Going, hey fellas, come and watch the circus. And it's like every 3D film that ever came out had something like that. Some bloke that comes along and goes, "Oh, look over there!
Oh, your finger point." Yeah.
It's like a 3D trait, isn't it? It's like you've got to have something that shows off the 3D.
Oh dear. And then we've got Cyros saying fingers and toes crossed for you, Muckman. Yeah.
Well, I'm intrigued now to know what his 31 films are, because I'd have things like Young Frankenstein in it and all that sort of stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Even though I definitely, this is the one thing I would definitely have a Universal horror film in it.
Oh yeah.
Because to me that's sort of like the dawn of the sort of the horror. Even though there's things like Jekyll and Hyde in Silent and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I still think of Dracula and Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein and all of those sort of things as being the kicker for the.
I mean, that's what Hammer took their ideas from. I mean, they said, right, we'll remake the Universal.
And yet, every time. I haven't watched one of these 31. People watching 31 days of horror, right? I watched them all last year, and every time it's got the same ones. Oh, it's Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. I'm going to watch Friday the 13th. My Bloody Valentine. They're all and I'm going. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just I'm going. Can't you mix this up a little bit?
Yeah,
I want to know about a film that I hadn't heard of.
Jamie's doing it. I wonder what he's including in that. I don't know. He says it wasn't happy about them killing a snake for real in the first film without the owner of the snake knowing too. Which film is that?
Friday the 13th.
Is that Friday the 13th? Oh. I'm trying to think of this.
Yeah, there's a killing of a snake in it. Yeah.
Is there? Ah.
Only because, remember, Friday the 13th came out as a single 4K and I bought it and watched it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I actually did watch that one quite recently, in the last year. It came in a lovely slip cover. Everybody was buying it. It was.
I didn't know that, because the only one that I know for certain with animal cruelty is that
zombie
Cannibal
film.
Holocaust.
Cannibal.
It's the one that's notoriously bad, isn't it?
Well, I told you, I saw, my story with that.
The turtle
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
the turtle
that,
one is disturbing.
On a watch along, and I just stayed po-faced when I was watching it.
Disturbing.
It's disgusting, really.
Yeah. You don't know how they could have done that. And I didn't know that in Friday the 13th. I really didn't.
Well, I didn't know that the owner didn't know.
Yeah. McMahon says, cheers, Si. Yeah. There's loves him. Loves it. I've also watched, I can never pronounce this, Guillermo, I can never say it, Del Toro, Kronos, which is a great take on the vampire genre. That's a fairly recent release. I remember that coming out. You must have got the new release of it. Have you got that?
I haven't got Kronos, no.
Yeah, it didn't come out as a steelbook. All right.
Well, it might have done before I was buying steelbooks.
I think it's fairly recent. I'm sure Kronos is fairly recent.
Well, I probably have got it then.
Yeah. It says, I've always wanted to watch Kronos. Oh, yeah. And then Muckman says, watched All the Colours of the Dark, which is a good Italian giallo set in London that has Rosemary's Baby vibes. Well, that sounds interesting.
That's creepy. That's creepy. That bloody film.
Yeah. And we mentioned, of course, Mia Farrow earlier on. I did Rosemary's Baby. Yeah. Oh, here we are. Tony says, Live and Let Die is possibly the most realistic of the Bonds. Mr. Big is really a glorified drug dealer.
Well, didn't I say it's the most grounded?
Yeah.
There's no billionaire with a space bloody shuttle in the
no, there
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I just can't get over it. Even the first film, it's like, where do you live? Oh, I live underwater. Do you?
Yeah.
I've got this bloody great big.
Doctor No, Doctor No is, isn't it?
I've got this great big thing. I live underwater in, all right?
Yeah.
Who needs an aquarium? Look, I've just got all the bloody glass going around. Look, and I can see the sharks going by. And they've all got guns on the top of their heads.
Yeah.
They go past.
It would just take a few $1 billion to create that. Not million, $1 billion.
I just really want Bob to turn around and say, I really like your carpets.
Yes.
Not impressed about anything that they're underwater, right? And they're breathing oxygen that's being pumped from all, and all this sort of stuff. And there's a great big stick, and this thing can bloody lift itself up off the water. He just turns around and says, "Your curtains look all right." I got a set of them in my pad back in London. Yeah,
that would be good. Right. Jamie says, Kronos is good side, worth watching. It's a nice little understated vampire flick. Oh, as Ron Perlman in it too. Oh, Ron Perlman. Cool.
Ron Perlman seems to be in everything from Del Toro, doesn't he? Hellboy and all that,
Yeah. And then Jamie says, I watched a Japanese prisoner of war horror called Nori, The Curse, which was decent with a chilling ending. All right, another Japanese film.
When he says POV, is that point of view or prisoner of what?
Oh, you're right. I don't know. You have to. What is that POV? I don't know.
Yeah, I always thought it was point of view.
I see. I can't read properly. I thought, oh, it says POW. It's POV, isn't it?
Point of view. That usually is.
Point of view. Japanese point of view.
I don't know because I haven't watched many Japanese films.
I don't know what that means. I'm sure he'll tell us. Point of view, POV. It could be point of view. I don't know.
In other words, point of view would be the camera is you looking at the scene.
Yeah.
You know.
Watched Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, which I was surprised with. The production values are second to none. Keanu Reeves' English accent was questionable, though.
That's the thing that ruined it for me, was to be.
I didn't get on with it. I don't know why.
Anthony Hopkins saved it.
Yeah, it needed a lot of saving, in my opinion.
It needed quite a bit of saving.
I think it was just me. I just see Dracula as Christopher Lee, and seeing is it Gary Oldman?
Yeah, Gary Oldman
didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it. No, not for me. I know a lot of people do love it. Yeah. And then Tony says, I had a spaghetti marathon. Big Gun Down 1967. What's that? Tea pepper. Companeros 1970. Always great. Here we are. Morricone scores.
I got all of those scores, and I got them on vinyl.
Yeah, here we are.
Now,
yeah,
I laughed then because I thought he was going to turn around and said, "Yeah, I had a spaghetti marathon. I had Campbell's, I had Heinz."
No. Which went best?
Right.
Which is the best spaghetti?
And I was going. I couldn't stop laughing. I was going, the spaghetti marathon. So how many different tins of brands of spaghetti did you have? I was just thinking, I had some with meatballs on, and I had some.
Spaghetti bolognese. They do that.
It just made me laugh. That was all.
Sorry. Muckman, have you seen The Men Behind the Sun? Apparently, it's supposed to be a gore fest about the Japanese in World War II. My mate says he has a copy and asked if I wanted to watch it. Have you heard of that one? It sounds a bit sort of video nasty kind of thing, I can imagine. Yeah.
Again, Japanese, I need to catch
up. It sounds pretty bad.
I seriously, every time somebody says, and I scare myself every Wednesday, I turn around and say, somebody's going to bloody mention a Korean or Japanese film, and I'm going to go, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about these bleeding films.
On a serious note, though, the Japanese did treat prisoners of war in a very bad way. Because they think it was a dishonorable to surrender. They believed it, didn't they?
You should be dead and shouldn't have been captured.
Yeah, I know. And that's how they treated our prisoners. That's why I think sometimes, when you have these commemorations about war and what have you, that people tend to forget about the war in the Far East against the Japanese. It's always about Germany. And so many of our soldiers did suffer such a lot in their prisoner of war camps. And I think it should be remembered more,
It's actually mirrored, believe it or not, in a lot of the early video games.
Yeah.
They came from Japan, they were Taito and all this and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So if you look at the early ones that I've been doing recently, like Space Invaders and Phoenix and all of that sort of stuff. In fact, one of the games I actually mentioned it. I said, do you know what? This shoot 'em up game that I'm playing here, right? None of them fire and they kamikaze into you. They just come down and just blow you up by sacrificing themselves. And what is Space Invaders? A lone cannon firing at a shitload of bloody aliens, and you die. That's it. The end is you're dead. And it just goes on and on and on. There's a lot of that. It's always like a lone ninja. You know what I mean? It is in there. It's ingrained.
Oh, yeah. Right. I've heard of that sign, never seen it. Think it's about Japanese scientists experimenting on prisoners. Oh God, that sounds horrific.
What?
Yeah.
See if they can
Yeah.
see if Anadin gets rid of a headache.
Oh God.
Is that the
Anne?
experiment?
Who's she? Anne Odin. I don't know Anne Odin. No. Yeah, Tony, that's the one. It's supposedly based on real events. Blooming heck. Yeah. And Sai says, I've never heard of Men Behind the Sun, but we'll check it out. There you are. Yeah. And then we've got Tech Nasus. Hello, my dear great friend Ian Hill. I hope you have a great, wonderful month of October. Blessed with accomplishments, achievements, love, joy, happiness, health, success, peace, and prosperity.
Bloody hell.
Thank you so much.
You know what would be nice if it said at the end, hello, Delboy.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, it would be very nice. It should do. Yeah. Tech, please put the thing is, it says, may God bless your life with joy, happiness, health, peace, and prosperity to my dear great friend Ian Hill. There we are. Thank you.
How long have you? How much did you pay that person?
I don't know. I thought you'd paid him. I don't pay. Blooming heck, I'm a Yorkshireman. What did you expect? I'm not paying that.
Yeah. You had a penny in your back pocket. You said you'd send it.
And we've got something. Oh, please forgive me, whoever this is, because I cannot pronounce your name. But welcome. And it's from Sevastopol in Russia. Well,
hello.
Really, thank you so much for joining.
Hello, Russia.
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry, I can't do it. But thank you, really. Thank you so much for joining us.
I mean, basically, my universal translator is on the fritz, and I can't be asked to get the phone out and use Google Translate.
Yeah, but
it probably says Ben or something like that.
I don't know.
Ben.
But thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for listening in.
Yeah, and Tony says hello, Sevastopol. Yeah, hello indeed. Yes,
hello.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, bloody hell.
Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. And then Muckman's this is his Bond lineup. Connery, Goldfinger, Lazenby, obvious. Moore, Live and Let Die. Oh, you agree with me on that. Brosnan, Goldeneye. Oh yeah, Craig, Dalton, Living Daylights, and Casino Royale. Yes.
Yeah, so he went Dalton, Living, and then Craig.
Yeah, a lot of people would do that. Yeah. And then Tony says, greetings to Mr. Putin.
Oh, Jesus. Tony, how dare you lower the
tone? And then he says, sorry for not being able to pronounce it now. Do you watch Burnt by the Sun by Sergei
Mikhailov? Is it Mikhailov?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Does anybody in?
I don't know that one at all.
I'm sorry about that. Is it a science fiction film? It could well be a Russian science fiction. Yeah.
Sounds like a Twilight Zone.
There is quite a few sort of Russian, Eastern European films. There were definitely sci-fi ones, Russian sci-fi.
Yeah. They're not all Dr. Zhivago's, are they? I mean,
no, that's yeah. They're probably better. Sorry, David Lean and whoever. Sorry, Dalton. Dalton, Living Daylights, Craig, Casino Royale.
Yeah, because he got it.
And then Tony says, never watched Burnt by the Sun. Seen still pictures from it. So Tony obviously has heard of this film.
Oh wow, Tony bloody always does, doesn't he? Little song.
Yeah.
He always has to. Oh yeah. I know. I got that one. Yeah. Bastard. I got I've got a book like this, and I still ain't bloody heard of it, right? I don't know. I could look through this, and I still wouldn't bloody find it.
No, it won't be in there. It's not all in there. All the films. Rock and Bunny says Vandervolt was one of the earliest theme tunes I remember. Yeah, my dad had an ITV themes tune LP. Was it Music for Pleasure? With it, and I remember playing it over and over again.
No,
I felt like my poor parents. Oh yes.
and I remember when Top of the Pops played that on
That's
TV.
it, Simon Parkes Orchestra. That's it. I remember it.
That's right. And they had all the trumpet, because all the trumpet players stood up when they played their section and all this sort of stuff, right?
How did I remember Simon?
But I remember Jeff Love's version of it.
Oh, of course, Jeff Love did everything on Music for Pleasure. He did everything, didn't he? Good old Jeff Love.
He loved the theme. He loved the theme. Did old Jeff Love?
Hey, bye, lad. Hey,
I reckon he was from Leeds.
Oh dear.
I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
I feel so. He was all they could afford at Music for Pleasure. They couldn't afford anybody more well known, but he became well known. Jeff Love,
honestly, I reckon my dad bought those because they were in the garage. You know, when you bought petrol, like those watches, right?
Yeah.
There'd probably be a spinner rack of cassettes, and Jeff Love would be there, right? Yeah. There'd be $1.99, or you actually they'd give it you free if you put £10 of fuel in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you remember?
Oh, you want to just take Jeff Love? He's over there. Look, just take out the spinner rack. You can go now. Look, there you go.
Yeah. Do you remember?
And I remember every time we had Jeff Love, it was always cassette. It was never an album. It was never a vinyl. It was always a tape. I don't know I don't know why that is, but we only ever had Jeff Love on tape.
Well, that's all ours were on record. That's all I remember.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and my dad's going, "Oh, these are really good. Look at that. They're cheap. These.
He played them in the car. You see, he played them in the car, and I think that's probably why he had those. And I reckon it's because they were $1.99 in a garage or something.
And actually, don't you? I quite like the illustration on the front. They had
they did some great spaceships and western scenes and.
Oh, really good. Really nice covers. In fact, if you look at, I've seen some on eBay and the people are selling them at some of them at inflated prices, as you can gather the records and what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're quite nostalgic looking back at them. And then Tony says it's one of those earworm tunes. Can't get it out of your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's famous, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. Tony, I've seen The Big Gun Down. Have you seen Run Man Run, which is the sequel? Oh, no. And then I says, so I'm guessing that everyone is humming the tune. Yeah, we can hear it now, I think. Yes. Yeah. And then he says, well, man, referring to this other thing, I actually prefer the sequel, he said, to those films. And then we've got Rocket Bunny going, no, I'm not. Yeah, there we are. Yes,
it's a shame, really, because I don't rank the TV show very well. I've watched them, and I've watched them several times.
I've just watched
I've never bought a DVD of it, a Blu-ray of it. I've never owned a VHS cassette of it. I've never recorded it when it's on TV, and I've never recorded it on my Skybox.
Why want the crimes I can't remember. Want the very interesting crimes, or
weren't they all set in Amsterdam and all that?
That's right. Nobody's nicked the bike out there. That's good. Yeah. Chasing. Is it chasing drug dealers?
They'd always go through the centre of Amsterdam, and there'd be a pipe organ type machine with a bloke there.
Yeah.
bollocks to it. It's like Bergerac, but in Amsterdam.
Was it all drug dealers and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that's where all the tax exiles went.
Yeah.
Or somebody who wants a leg up.
Yes, Jimmy. Although I watched some that time ago. Right. Yeah. I saw Run Man Run before the Big Gun Down too. Much preferred it. Both good though. Oh well, that's good. Yeah. Has anyone seen the trailer for Nuremberg? Oh, Russell Crowe is playing Hermann Göring. Looks like an Oscar grab to me. Oh, I'm immediately interested in that.
Yeah, so am I.
Nuremberg.
I haven't seen many trailers.
Yeah.
Just recently, probably because I haven't been to the pictures since Fantastic Four. The other thing is I try to avoid them anyway because I want to go into the pic. I tend to find that they give too much away.
Oh, Hermann Göring. That sounds really interesting. Russell Crowe's Hermann Göring. Oh, I wonder if he's put on a lot of weight. Because by that stage, Göring was quite a bloated figure, wasn't it? When you see,
shouldn't you be turning around and say, "Well, he'll perfectly fit with that then," because he does. He looks like he needs to lose some weight.
Well, maybe that's what he had in mind.
Because he doesn't exactly look like he doesn't exactly look like Gladiator anymore.
We're going to cast. Oh yeah, he was an addict apparently, Göring, and then of course he killed himself with cyanide before the verdict. So he was a bit of a coward. He didn't want to be hung. He knew he was going to get hung. Took the cyanide. You'd have thought they would have. I don't know how he got that cyanide. You'd have thought the first thing they would have done the dental check, where he must have had it hidden on it.
I'd have thought you'd have known more about it than me because, I think wasn't it part of the army's, the top brass to actually always carry around poison so that they could kill themselves. I thought it was a known thing.
I thought, they certainly didn't want him poisoning himself, killing himself, because they wanted to see the full justice. They felt cheated.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is, I think because he was a high-up official, this is the reason why. Whenever they catch someone that was like a sympathizer with Hitler or whatever it was, his aides, they all carried around something.
Well, a lot of them were in the teeth. They probably didn't check that, or they wouldn't have known to look.
But because what I'm trying to say is, wasn't it just part of the course to actually, when you caught a higher up, that they actually instantly tried to find the cyanide pill that would actually kill them, because that's because they always would have that. So I always thought that would have been a standard for Hermann Göring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know much about Nuremberg.
He appeared and he seemed to be really just in there laughing at it all. He was arrogant and he was denying everything, and just he really aggravated the Allies. They really wanted to get him.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always, isn't it? I mean, it's called the Battle at Nuremberg.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no end of games based around the Battle at Nuremberg.
And there's been quite a few films, I think, earlier.
I don't know too much about. I don't know too much about the man. Is what I'm trying to say.
But it was fascinating. They did convict a few of the really bad ones, and they got hung. They did do a lot of war criminals. People who were complicit in, like, Austerlitz. I think the commandant, he certainly would have been hung, and the sort of chief guards and that. Though some of them, when the new Allies were coming, they killed themselves, but some of them didn't.
So he had a lot of he had a lot of bratwurst then. Too much.
Yeah. Is
that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Liked his sausage.
Oh dear. Anyhow,
with sauerkraut.
Tony says Sergio Salama made a third spaghetti face to face which I do have somewhere on DVD. We'll have to dig it out and give it a watch.
I thought he was going to say we'll have to dig it out and put it in the post. I thought, oh, here we go. Look, bloody hell.
And then Tony says, "Is it another remake? Really, Si, to Judgment at Nuremberg?" Yeah. Indicator previously released Absolution. Jamie says. Is it out of print now? I don't know. I know I really like Judgment at Nuremberg.
I've seen Judgment at Nuremberg. Yeah.
And then Tony says, "I missed that, Jamie. Just have an old DVD." And then Rocket Bunny says, "At Cy Robson, wow, Cy, I didn't know about that one, so just watched it. Looks good. Thanks for the heads up on that one." And then Tony Hawk says, "Orson Welles played a Mexican army colonel in one of those spaghettis I just watched." Another Orson Welles appearance. And then Rock Bunny says, "I've seen a lot of documentaries around them, so I hope they get the attention to detail right." Let's hope so, yeah. And then he's put one there. And then Bookman said, "Ben Affleck is a great actor turned director." Oh, yeah, Argo. I forgot about that. Gone, Baby Gone, The Town, all good films. Yeah.
I've seen Argo.
Argo's a good film, isn't it? I like Argo.
I've seen Argo. I think I've seen Air. I don't think I've seen Gone, Baby Gone. Don't think I've seen The Town.
Yeah. I'd like this one. Peter Cushing is Cushing's more cuddly alter ego. I like that one. Yes. Oh dear. And then having a good laugh. And then
you're not the stuffing out of that
one. Bus fare and drinks. Wow, £30 for a wasted night, Delboy. Michelle should get her ticket money back though. Yeah, you still lost quite a bit of money, haven't you? Even getting things back. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? But what can you do? Anyone seen? Here we are. One battle after another year. I really want to see it. Hasn't Si seen it?
Yeah, I think Si said he's seen it.
Yeah, Si's mentioned it. Yeah. I've seen it 3 times, McMahon. It's bloody brilliant. My film of the year. Yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. Sean Penn for the best supporting actor at the Oscars. Wow.
High praise indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's come from Si, it must be right.
And best thing about GP is that they've introduced an online triage. Oh yeah, so you have a better chance of being seen. I had a same day doctor's appointment the other week, something that hasn't happened in years. That's true. I don't think you get.
I've had one same day appointment. Yeah. One.
Yeah.
And that was when I told them that I'd been totally sick over the weekend over the revoking of my license.
Yeah.
They said come in, and that was when I managed to get my letter across, and it was given to the head of that GP surgery, and Dr. Anne Saunders. But it's unheard of. You have to phone at like 7 a.m. or something.
That's right. Yeah.
In a queue, and it says you are 33rd in the queue.
Yeah,
what?
Right. And then this awful music. You get this awful music, don't you?
The thing about it now is they have this thing that says, but if you press this button, you'll keep your position in the queue.
I don't trust that.
You back, right?
Yeah.
I did that. Got a call about 2 hours later.
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust it. I don't trust that. No. And then James says, definitely going to see it. Sounds like a flawless film. Yeah. But man, it is. If every actor and crew member turned up for the art and not the paycheck, if you get what I mean, yeah. Excellent. And then James says, part 2 of Friday the 13th makes no sense because he actually died by drowning. The end of the first film is a dream sequence, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, I think that's the impression, isn't it? That's why it was such a shock, wasn't it? Because
but of course, as you develop Friday the 13th, it does become more supernatural in the end, anyhow, isn't it? I mean, he's indestructible. He's like the Terminator, isn't he? You can't kill Jason. He's a Terminator.
I mean, I've never understood why somebody hasn't tried to chop his head off.
Yeah, but well, it'd grow back probably somehow.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody's tried, have they? They always try and sort of like stick something in his chest or something. Right?
Yeah.
Going, why are you doing that, right? Why don't you chop his bloody head off?
But he'd just nick another head. He'd just get, I'll have another head. Yeah.
Oh, that would prove he's immortal. That would prove he's immortal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is he's knocked on the ground. They run away, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm running away because I've knocked him on the ground, and while he's knocked out, I'm going to run away. Yeah. Get a bloody axe and chop his head off.
Yeah.
We'll not be running after you then.
Yeah. But do you remember they put him in that chain, don't they? And they put it right down, weighted down in the bottom of the sea, and he's there for years, supposedly. And then he gets disturbed, doesn't he? And up he pops out of the sea. Does he get burned? I'm trying to think. Does he get burned? I think he does, doesn't he? He gets burned. But he
does at the end of Friday versus Jason, because there's a bloody great big scene right by the edge of the lake or something. And stuff there.
Yeah, but you still know he's going to come back even if he's burned. You know, it doesn't matter. Right. It says, I get your side. Hopefully it'll still be in cinema when I get to see it. Well, hopefully it will be. I rewatched Train to Busan this week too. It's getting better every time I watch it. It's a fantastic film. Absolutely loving myself, that one.
You're all bastards because you've all got copies of that film and I haven't.
And you got it. Oh
I ain't got that film.
It's a great film. You'd love it. Honestly, you'd love it.
No, I ain't got it though, have I?
Yeah, I have to follow some rules for the 31 Days of Horror Marathon, Delboy. Just sent you the list from my letterbox account. Following the rules.
I am honoured. Thank you very much. I mean, honestly, Muckman, he's really nice to me. I mean, he's such a nice bloke, really. And
he is.
That's all I can say, really, because I'm gonna start crying and weeping.
Yeah, he is a great bloke, but I mean, a Yorkshireman supporting Liverpool, please. What's going on there? What is going on? Nay, lad. Nay. Yeah. Is there any rules on this 30 days of horror marathon?
He's just said there is.
Breaking the rules. Break the rules. I always say that. Right. Tony says, an unusual comedy western I watched was The Sheriff of Fractured Jaw, 1958. With Kenneth More. I love Kenneth More. As an Englishman made sheriff. And Jane
As an Englishman made sheriff.
Good fun. Fantastic. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Englishman made sheriff.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Great atmospheric giallo, that Jamie, with the Queen of Giallo, Edwidge Fenech. Is that right? Fenech? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Hey up. It's all going on there.
Yeah, but not as gorgeous as Eva Green.
POV, i.e., handheld camera style, like Blair Witch. Well, I didn't know that. So POV stands for handheld camera style.
It doesn't stand for that. It means
i.e., that's what it means.
It's that sort of style.
Yeah.
You see, I always called that style where they use what they call Steadicam. You remember Steadicam?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah,
Steadicam was something that they developed for Rocky, so that they could you could film him running up the steps. Right?
Oh yeah.
So it's sort of like a a big sort of like
yeah,
Meccano type thing where the camera goes up and down and all this sort
yeah,
of stuff, but you can carry it, right?
yeah,
Because anybody that does a film like Blair Witch, you're doing it like as if you had a handy cam on you,
yeah,
and you're doing that.
yeah.
When somebody does a point of view film,
Ah, that's what it means.
it's supposed to be you're looking through the eyes,
Ah,
and
brilliant.
you're watching the scene as if
Yeah,
you are
the pennies dropped.
which is why you can see your hands and you can see your legs, but you can't see anything else,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because it's point of
yeah,
view.
yeah,
And,
yeah. Point of view.
did you
Brilliant.
know that Star Trek 6 was Steadicam?
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And what a
So
blooming
all
good
those
film.
scenes, on the bridge when it pans round,
Yeah.
that's Steadicam.
Oh, yeah. A favorite of mine. Definitely a great film, that one. And then Tony says, we had a neighbor imprisoned by the Japanese. He would never buy a Japanese car because of it. He never forgot. Yeah, I've heard stories like that.
Yeah, don't tell him that the carburetor came from Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd piss him off.
Yeah.
What do you mean? There's a part in my car that's from Japan. Bastards, right? Take that out. I'm putting a Solex in
it. This is interesting as well. Jamie says, I won't holiday in Japan because of their animal cruelty. Has anyone seen the documentary The Cove? It's very distressing. Oh, yeah, I've heard about this now. They lure whales and dolphins into a cove every year. Yeah, massacring them and turning the water red. I've seen that. It is distressing.
That's where they turn around. That's when they turn around and say, isn't it? They say, "Oh, somebody's killed Flipper," because that's what they do, and then they kill whales and dolphins. And it's like those pictures that you see of seals being bashed on the head.
Yeah, it's exactly that's exactly the same. You're right.
All to get their blubber, and all of that.
It's awful. Yeah, I totally agree with you about. I can understand that now. Why you? Yeah, definitely. It says needs to be watched once. Yeah. I've heard of that movie. Sounds barbaric, almost medieval. Yeah. James says, yeah, it is. They do it in the Faroe Islands too. And Faroe Islands isn't too far away, is it?
No.
It's up in Scotland. The Russian film is about Stalin's purges of the 30s, I think.
That Russian film that burnt by the sun.
Yeah, that's the one
Stalin's
that we had.
Purges of the 30s.
Yeah. And do you remember we had a question, didn't we, earlier on from that?
I wouldn't know, would I?
No, you were here when that Russian person.
That was he said, have you seen the film Burnt by the Sun?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sai says, Muckman, have you seen the teppanyaki videos on YouTube? Some of the seafood is still alive when they put it on the hot plate. Oh God, I've seen those kind of things. No, I couldn't do that. Oh, what about boiling lobsters? Isn't that horrible? When you see in these restaurants, they've got a lobster and they're boiling it.
Oh yeah, you choose the lobster from the aquarium, and then they go and cook it.
Oh no!
But then again, all of it's like that. I mean, if you've ever watched, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of It. Some people have turned around and said that's just like an everyday meal in Japan because they put cockroaches on sticks and skewers.
Oh, lovely! Yeah, I've heard of people saying
anything that crawls on the floor suddenly gets on a skewer.
It's nutritious. They say, "Oh yeah, if you got to eat these on nutrition."
You bloody eat them. You eat them then. I don't want to know about them.
No, I don't. Yeah.
I'd rather thank you very much, but I'll probably have a bag of Walkers. Thank you very much. You know what I mean?
I think you're right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Would you like this big skewer of cockroaches that I've just spit roasted on this fire? Do you want a bag of Walkers cheese and onion crisp? I'll go for the Walkers. Funnily enough.
I think I might just choose the Walker. I'm surprised they haven't done insect flavour crisps.
Yeah, flipping that, yeah.
A new line for Walkers.
Yeah. Yeah, why do you eat these tarantula legs? Oh, thanks. Yeah,
exactly.
scorpions are. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to eat the stinger of a scorpion? No, I don't.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I want to
really
prick that, don't
sensible.
I, and get stung, don't I? Yeah, thanks
Really
very much.
sensible. And then, so exactly. So that's one of the reasons I won't go to Japan. They're cruel bastards.
Can you imagine that at Christmas? You know, when they're playing that song, you know, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, it'd be like cockroaches roasting on a spit roast.
Lovely.
Tarantula's legs dangling from the sky. Bloody hell! I think I'd rather have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And I'd like to know why don't they cook the fish? What's all this sushi nonsense?
Oh wow, that I've never liked sushi. I did try it once.
It's horrible. I can't. The thought of it. I've never tried it, but no, you don't eat raw fish. No.
Yeah.
No.
I can just imagine my dad, you know, pulling a trout out and saying, "Yeah, I'll bite the head off of it now."
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, great. Nice snack on the way home.
Oh, he says they partially skin the fish, so they're still alive when they serve it to the customer. Oh no!
I think we ought to move on from this sort of like
amazing how such a technology and advanced nation can be so backward looking in regards to animal welfare. That is so true. They're so ahead on technology, and then look at them with that. Yeah. Thumbs up on there. I think the younger generation are against it, to be honest. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
One of my most hated words is tradition, because people get so hungry up on the word, even when it's cruel, like the Spanish with bullfighting. Yeah, bullfighting's another. Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? In the 70s, everybody that went to Spain always brought back a bloody picture of a bullfighter with your name and said, in the ring is Delboy.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. Yeah, I know. Awful things. Are the toffs with fox hunting? Well, it's supposedly been stopped, but I think it still goes on.
No, it still goes on.
Going on.
I think you'll find it's controlled. You have to get a license.
Yeah,
they do it New Year, if you believe it or not. If you travel around Oxfordshire and you go through the country, you will see them with their red coats and their white trousers on horses.
I think being abolished then. It's still going on.
I think you can get a license, because I think it's banned, but you can get a special license for certain times of the year. I think it's I've always signed petitions to ban the thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's the cruelest thing in the world.
It is,
having it scared to death, running around,
and the
ripped to shreds by the dogs.
Yeah.
And then they cut the tail off and have that as a trophy. I mean,
and then blood some young kid or something who was supposedly new to the.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to rub the blood onto the cheek or something.
Yeah.
The child. It's awful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that's why it was banned. Yeah, but obviously they gave in. They must have had a thing with these licenses. They sound a bit of a cop out.
Well, take it like this. I have been going to my like in the past. I'm saying it must have been about 3 years. I would go to, you know, somewhere like Rugby or Long Itchington or something like that. I'd be driving along the country lanes and I would see them cordoned off, and the because they have to go from field to field and they have to go across main roads, and they have all the horses and they've got their red coats and they've got their white trousers. And they've got dogs with them. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that is blatantly we're doing fox hunting. Why have they got all the dogs and these dressed up in red, white trousers on horses going across the fields? If it isn't the fact that they're doing a fox hunt.
Yeah.
Now, if they're doing that, they must have a license, because otherwise, how can the police not know that they've cordoned off the road so they can go across it?
Yeah.
Because you have to stop so that they can go across.
Yeah. On Boxing Day in our town, you had the Quan Hunt used to come over, which Prince Charles supposedly rode with sometimes.
Right.
But they've stopped that now, thank heavens, because they used to just parade around the town centre. Thank God they stopped that.
It took me until the internet. It took me till the internet came round for me to understand what Boxing Day is all about.
Oh,
you know what?
Boxing Day,
for years and years and years, I thought it was the day where you put everything that you got for Christmas back in the box.
Ah, no.
Right. And then I found out, obviously that it was when the rich used to give the tins of food to the poor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it really is. The other thing I thought it was the day that Muhammad Ali would fight.
Oh.
Boxing Day.
Oh, go.
See?
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was to do with the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a kid when I'm thinking about these things. It's the internet that told me no, it was to do with food and all the stuff from Christmas that's sort of like given to the poor, and it was to give them appreciation for and all that sort of because most of it was the gentry giving it to their servants and stuff that lived in the little houses that were on the estate or whatever it was. But that's apparently what it was.
Actually,
I honestly I thought it was a celebration because my dad always watched the racing on Boxing Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Boxing Day was a big day.
So I thought it was a sporting thing. I thought when
it's football. They used to play football matches? They still do, I think, sometimes on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
It was a big tradition. A Boxing Day kickoff was earlier, I think, and people would go and see it. Yeah.
But my dad really did love the horse racing. He loved the horse racing. We were brought up next to a person called Mr. Atkinson, and he had two racehorses that were going to be in the Grand National. They were called Little Good Lass and Little Good Lady.
Yeah.
And my dad was a person who lived, who worked on many farms, and I helped on the farm. I learned to drive on a tractor.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, my dad always turned around and said, "These horses, they love to race. They to them, it's fun. It's not cruel when you see them. In the Grand National, he thought was quite cruel, but when you saw them racing, that's their exercise. They love it. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these people that were saying it's cruel, you're seeing them whip them and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They have been bred and they basically love exercise. If they're not exercising, they're miserable. You see them in a field, they're running around, jumping up and down because they're going mental because they want a wide open space and they go for a race.
Yeah.
He said that's why you will see race horses uncomfortable when they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's a fish swims, so you can't have a race or not race.
Yeah.
So
they can't be kept in the stables, can they? Horses have to go.
They're uncomfortable. Honestly, I saw many a horse in a field, and it would be jumping and kicking its back legs up and all that sort of stuff. It's got no room to race.
Yeah,
it wants to be out there. That is a horse that has not been taken out and exercised.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Actually, I've got it made me think when I was about horses before. I was on about that Western where I said it had the most horses ever used in a film. I was thinking, in our country, did we have wild horses at one time? And what happened? And what happened?
Must have been. I should think the medievals is when they started to tame them.
Right. Oh, because it's something I never thought about in history, but horses must have been in a lot of countries, European countries as well.
But of course, some of them were brought across because the Romans.
Yeah, the Romans obviously had horses.
They would have they probably bred them over here and all of that sort of stuff as well.
And they probably could have tamed them, the wild ones. Yeah.
But I would have said yes. There was wild horses, especially in Scotland. I would have thought.
Yeah. Right. I better get on. And then I have the network sec of Van der Valk. No surprise there. Then of course, Tony, you would have it.
Don't worry, he'll upgrade it to Blu-ray, and you'll have a bloody copy of it.
Good point, Jamie. Tradition is used as an excuse for lots of bad practices regarding animal welfare. Yeah. And tradition is often used in a lot of things, isn't it? As a term. Rock Bunny, the Allies messed up with Goring in the trial. They immediately stopped his drug taking and excess, and as a result, he lost a lot of weight and became very alert and sharp. Yeah. He says he ran rings around the prosecution for a while. If you see his final statements in court, he looks a normal size. Fascinating. Don't tell Delboy there's a Muckman corner coming this week. Yeah.
So you now know then that there's something coming in the post to you. Then.
I haven't. I've kept it quiet. Yeah.
That's all right. I don't mind.
Yeah. Is that a
I get bugger all. I don't give a shit anymore.
And then Simon says, I forgot to say Solent Green is getting a screening at the Tyneside Cinema next month. Can't wait to see Edward D. Robinson.
Everybody's trying to upset me now. So, right, McMahon's sending you a film. Si's got one of my favourite films, Silent Green, showing at a cinema. What? I'm pissed off now. I want to go home. I want to go to bed.
He wants to go.
I admit defeat now. That's it. I was enjoying myself, and now everybody's getting something.
Yeah.
But me.
And then it is. That's a classic dystopian one, Si.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's the Heston dystopian trilogy. I tell you.
Do you remember you doing a thing a long time ago on dystopian films? Didn't you?
With Denny, yeah.
Yes. I absolutely love it.
Honestly, it's Planet of the Apes, Soylent Green, and Omega Man. I mean, three absolutely fantastic films and classics as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Howie didn't get an Oscar for his performance. I know it's so sad that he died, didn't it? Straight after. It wasn't long. I think even before the film was shown, he might have died. I'm not 100% sure, but it's very near. I know around about that time.
And it's amazing that he he split away from the family business that made orange juice, didn't he?
Yeah.
Robinson's orange juice.
Yeah. Oh dear.
That was a joke, you see.
Yeah, I know.
I just wanted to know whether you.
I don't want to encourage you too much about Robinson. So, Kiara. Is it Kiara? Yeah. I don't know.
Get on with it. We'll be here till 12.
Yeah. Apparently, he died hours after shooting his final scene. Really, as quick as that. Wow.
Oh, there was a documentary about Cecil B. DeMille, right? And the Ten Commandments, how they made that film and the amount of extras and stuff. Apparently, he had a heart attack on set, and he actually went back on set 2 days later.
Wow!
Because he wanted to finish the film, and it just happened to be sort of like one of his last films.
Yeah. Crikey. And then I was thinking it was his final performance. It was, and then Tony Witheridge got Muckman's Corner. No, it's a feature on Ian's channel.
Yeah. Yes, we know.
Wow, not heard of it until now. And then Rock Bunny Steadicam is a counterweight lever system.
Level system,
Counters movement that occurs from a handheld camera. gives the footage taken a smooth guiding motion.
Yeah, so remember I was telling you that they developed it. Well,
yeah,
they semi-developed it for the first Rocky film when he was running up the steps in Philadelphia, right? So if you can imagine that somebody had to run along with Rocky going up there, or you'd have to put those rails down along all the steps, which you couldn't do. So they invented this system. It's sort of like Meccano. It's like the crossing like this, and it sort of extends out and it makes it so that it's steady. See, that's why it's called Steadicam.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
And so you can then put these big Panavision cameras and do things like shots around the Enterprise Bridge.
Right,
you don't have to do the tracks or anything. You can actually hold it and actually get it.
Yeah.
So whenever you see those close-ups of William Shatner and all of that sort of stuff, it's all Steadicam work.
Yeah, yeah.
You can tell it's a very personal type film of the undiscovered country. It's very much a Steadicam film.
Yeah, excellent film. And then Jamie says, I like sushi from time to time. Oh, well, good. I'm glad you enjoy it. Not for me, but yeah. The only raw fish I like is salmon. Oh.
Yeah, my mum used to like getting tins of salmon, pink salmon or red salmon, and she'd mix it with vinegar, put it in sandwiches.
My mum did. Yeah.
I never understood. I was like, what are you doing? Vinegar? Well, with this salmon, she'd mix it all up in a bowl.
Yeah, my mum.
I
didn't mind it like that. But she had to take the bones out. She spent ages. It's supposedly boneless, but you'd still get these bones in the salmon. Right. Tony says, I think the hunting they mainly do now is a trail they lay with a scent similar to a fox, but wouldn't be surprised if actual foxes were still. And then he puts accidentally chased. I know what you mean by that. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it could well be that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm only guessing. I just think to myself, I bet you any money they're doing it.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. Tony says, final watch of the week was Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, I fancy watching that.
That's a good
original film. Some great performances from Sinatra, Lawrence Harvey, and Angela Lansbury.
Yeah. I've seen the original. I thought that was a good film.
Yeah. And then Sai says, nighty night, guys, and thanks for a great stream to Ian and Delboy, and say hi to Mrs. Del. Thank you, Sai.
Thanks, Sai. You're still a bastard, but you know, for telling us all about your lovely cinema. But I look forward to speaking to you again when you come to here again.
Finally, we've got Tony says, good night, all, and thanks. Well, thank you, Tony.
Yeah, well, he can sod off. He can sod off. He knows where he can go.
And then Rockbury says, good night, Tony. Yeah, of the insults.
Yeah, I'll tell you, so nice to see Rocket Bunny here talking about films and stuff. It's great.
Fantastic. Really brilliant. So before we go, I'd just like to thank everybody, including Delboy, of course. Delboy, thank you so much for being on here. It's always great.
Always the laugh. Why is it everybody gets a hello and then I'm at the end like, but of course, Delboy. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and good night, chaps. Rock Runner. Thanks again for a fun couple of hours. Well, thank you. We enjoy it as well.
I always do.
Comments. Everybody.
Just so you know, everybody knows it's just a persona, the rant thing. It's
and we know that. But we all enjoy it. Yeah, it's great. Everybody that actually just comments, thank you so much for commenting. And thank you just people who are just watching. There's 12 people at the moment watching. Thank you, everyone that is watching.
Thank you, yeah.
It's fantastic. We really enjoy it. And we'll be back, of course, it'll be again next week. We'll be
my friend Martin.
Cheers, lads. Cheers as well. Thank you.
You will not find a nicer guy than Mark, 20th Century Gaming. I tell you what, he bigs you. You go onto his playing game stream. He says, "I love Ian and Delboy's stream. If I get there, I go watch that. These guys know their knowledge and all that sort of stuff." Honestly, he bigs you up something mental. This guy is. Tell you,
Fantastic.
he loves. I'll tell you. I reckon he loves you. I reckon. I reckon he'd have a kiddie with you. You know what I mean?
But anyhow, thank you always for joining us. So, as we normally do our farewells, it's time to say farewell.
So, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Good night. That's what they always used to do, wasn't it? But mine is always salute, because of Frankie Howard and up Pompeii. But there we go. There's the reason for salute. So,
and then we've got 20. He's just laughing again, and I always say, "God,
do it." Yeah.
And all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again. Thank you, everybody. Bye.